Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. When you are in Satan City, your cultivation will increase 10,000 times at the beginning. Chapter 61. Vegeta lowered his head. He knew how strong Chinyu was and could crush him under normal circumstances. Vegeta was naturally a little panicked about this competition. After all, there are still so many people watching the game. As a prince, how could Vegeta make a fool of himself in front of so many people? However, Chinyu's strength is indeed strong, and he doesn't know how to face it. After a while, Vegeta and Piccolo walked forward. Chinyu also walked forward. He saw many people watching and shouting loudly. Chinyu just felt it was a bit noisy. Chinyu was not interested at all in what they saw. Moreover, he knew that it must be Satan. Otherwise, it wouldn't have caused such a big stir. Chinyu left quickly without even looking at him. Not long after, Chinyu met other warriors again. Goku, Gohan, Krillin, Tien Shinhan, number 18, Goten, Trunks. Goku said hello and waved his hand. Chinyu. Gohan was a little confused. How did Goku know his name? I have never disclosed this matter to a third party. But Goku seemed very familiar with him. Goku took Goten and walked up to Chinyu and said, "Chinyu, we meet again." Chinyu smiled and said, "Yes. I didn't expect that we would have to fight again when we meet again." Goku continued, "I won't give in this time." As he said that, Trunks hid behind Bulma's feet in fear. He still knows the previous lessons. Because of his arrogance, he was spanked by Chinyu. Now that I saw Chinyu, I couldn't help but recall the scene last time. It's a bit scary. At this moment, Gohan stepped forward and said, "Dad, do you know Chinyu?" Gohan said with confusion, while Goku said with a smile, "I fought him once before and lost." Ha ha, Gohan. He had a black question mark on his face. Don't know when this happened. Moreover, his father also lost the battle. So how strong is Chinyu? Then, Gohan looked at Chinyu and slowly said, "Chinyu, it seems you are still participating. I really want to see your true strength. Vegeta and my dad are both defeated." Chinyu smiled slightly and said, "Lucky. Lucky." Goten, who was sitting next to Goku's shoulder, was a little sluggish. As expected, I couldn't understand the adults' chat. Krillin, Bulma, and Chi-Chi were a little confused. No idea who Gohan and Goku saw. But it seems like the relationship with them is very familiar. Trunks glanced at him from time to time. He was afraid that Chinyu would come towards him. After all, that incident left a big shadow on Trunks. Now that he saw it, he felt scared. After exchanging a few words, Chinyu left. However, Trunks was even more panicked now. I saw Chinyu walking slowly in the direction of Trunks. Chinyu saw him, smiled slightly, and then touched his head. Trunks was so scared that he stood still and didn't dare to move. Bulma saw this and asked, "Trunks, what's wrong with you? It looks so weird." Trunks didn't speak, just stood aside and didn't know what he was doing. Chi-Chi then walked towards Goku and asked, "Who is he?" Gohan replied, "He is a classmate of mine." Chi-Chi was surprised. "Classmate? He came to watch your competition." Gohan continued, "He's in a competition." Chi-Chi was confused. "He looks like a handsome young man. It seems like you don't have much strength." Goku looked at Chinyu's back and said, "You'll know then. Maybe the championship this time will be his." Goku's tone seemed a little firm. Klin stepped forward and said, "Is he the one who defeated you?" Goku nodded. Krillin was stunned. Unexpectedly, someone who looked like an ordinary person could actually hide such strength. Master Roshi nodded and said, "It seems that he is better looking. Can attract the attention of so many beauties. Gohan, want, Klin, Chi-Chi. She is lustful everywhere." Number 18 held his hands and looked at Chin-Si. He also felt a little incredible. There are very few people who can defeat Goku and Vegeta. Such a young man actually defeated them consecutively. Naturally, I couldn't believe it for a while. However, everything still needs to wait until the martial arts conference begins to prove it. At this moment, Vital came to Chinyu's side. When facing the reporters, Vital still looked serious and didn't want to pay attention to them. But when facing Chinyu, his expression suddenly changed. He said excitedly, "My dad wants to see you. Come with me quickly." Before Chinyu could speak, Vital pulled Chinyu to Satan. After meeting Satan, He patted Chinyu's astonished shoulder and whispered. Why, are you worried about this competition? I was the last champion. Don't worry, I don't guarantee you can win the championship. After all, I'm here and it's impossible for you. Satan felt somewhat pleased with his own strength. Then he said again, how could I let my son-in-law come here in vain? This time, I can guarantee you will be in the top 10. I've picked some weak opponents for you. Satan patted Chinyu's chest. Chinyu was speechless. Do you still need this for your own strength? But Chinyu readily accepted Satan's kindness. Thank you then. The fortune teller looked at Goku seriously and said, I have to remind you once, you only have 24 hours. Goku replied, yes, I understand. At this moment, Piccolo came to Goku and others. Hey, if you don't go to the next level, registration will close soon. Gohan, Goku, Krillin and others enthusiastically went to sign up. Gohan is wearing that costume. After all, in order to prevent his classmates from recognizing him, he had no choice but to dress like this. Chinyu has already been on the way to register. May I have your name? Chinyu. After waiting, the staff said. Next person. Next person. Saya masked Superman. The staff was stunned. What kind of frivolous name and clothing is this? Goku on the side asked. Why don't you sign up with your own name? Gohan replied. To prevent my classmates from recognizing me. Don't you think the name and the costumes are all very good? Trunks. Krillin was stunned for a moment. They all think that this costume is just a little bit off. But Gohan and Goku both had the same idea. Goku laughed and said, Wang Hao, that's right, ha ha ha. Next, the staff registered. When the staff saw it, it turned out to be a child. You can only sign up for the youth group. Trunks refused immediately. He was only capable of entering the youth group. Why, I want to join the adult group. The staff said impatiently. No, it's a rule. There is no other way, Trunks can only sign up for the youth group. Not long after, the contestants arrived in the lounge to rest. Chinyu changed into practice clothes at this time. Get ready to start the battle. However, it started as a test. Test how much fighting power each player can punch with one punch. It is also part of the qualifying rounds. In the arena, the host held the microphone on the stage and said enthusiastically, welcome everyone to come and watch the world's #1 martial arts tournament man. This time it will be watched live across the world. The qualifiers begin. They all change their clothes. However, Trunks complained, I really want to fight with the adults. On the playing field, Goku and others are already preparing for testing. The host looked at these people and said, looks like they're all ready. With your strength, it will definitely be easy to pass the preliminaries. I'm waiting for you in the ring. I will look forward to your wonderful performance. Come on, fellow contestants. Goku, Gohan, Krillin looked excited. They are all waiting for the start of the qualifiers. The host took the microphone and said, we are now officially launching the preliminaries for the world's best martial arts tournament. Today's competition went out to the youth group, and there were a total of 194 people. Among these people, the only ones who can pass the qualifiers are the top 16 players. However, Mr. Satan, who holds the previous championship title, can unconditionally and have limited qualifications to participate in the finals. Let's invite Mr. Satan. The first person to appear was Satan. He raised his hands proudly, and the audience was shouting, Satan, Satan, Satan. Chinyu, who was in the lounge, also heard their shouts. He was dismissive. Satan stood on the stage, grabbed the host's microphone, and said arrogantly, haha, the last champion was me, the Japanese. Everyone must know this year's champion. When you see me, Satan, I will pour some water. Those who want my autograph are waiting for me, and there will be rewards for the first 50. Ha ha ha, Satan laughed. There was also a huge wave of 330 in the audience. They are all shouting the name of Satan. I saw Satan taking off his coat and stepping onto the testing machine. He punched hard. Machine display, 137. He actually scored a high score of 137. All contestants were shocked. 137. This can actually score such a high score. Satan stood on the stage with his hands on his hips and laughed again. Ha ha ha. The host was shocked and said, 1.137. Our Mr. Satan actually scored a high score of 137. As expected of our great hero. Then, reporters swarmed over and asked, "Excuse me, Mr. Satan, how sure are you that you can win this championship?" Satan, 102%. It seems that our great hero Satan has already pre-selected the winner of this conference. Moreover, it hit a score as high as 137. Vital in the audience also had starry eyes and exclaimed, "Dad is so awesome. It seems that the championship is very promising. I have to work hard too. Goku and Gohan are also very simple." Looking at the excited Satan, Goku exclaimed, "It seems that Satan is quite strong. Over the years, Satan's strength has changed so much." Gohan continued, "Yes, Mr. Satan has always been strong. Otherwise, I wouldn't have become a great hero." But Gohan flatters Satan. Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, number 18 and others on the side glanced at Satan. Don't take the strength that Satan is showing off seriously at all. After all, this strength is nothing to these relatively strong martial artists. Vegeta said with disdain, "How dare you give me this little score? I'm so shameless." Piccolo was also a little dissatisfied and said, "The great hero can only hit 137. This guy is still so thick-skinned." Klin crossed his hands and said with some disdain, "Most of the people here can surpass you." Yamcha and number 18 stood aside in silence. This score is a casual matter for the two of them. But for Satan, it was a hard blow. Able to score as high as 137. Satan was also relatively pleased. After all, in his opinion, no one can achieve such a high score. At this moment, Satan stood on the stage and shouted loudly, "I hope someone can beat me this time." The audience's interest was once again ignited. "Keep shouting." There was a bang. Chinyu in the background smiled slightly and said, "It seems that I still have to be cautious when facing him. Otherwise he will lose miserably." At this moment, Vital came to Chin's side. Looking at Chinyu who was standing aside, she stepped forward and patted Chinyu on the shoulder and said, "What's wrong? You don't have any hope for this competition." Chinyu calmed down and said, "It's okay. There are so many powerful people here, so we still have to be cautious when facing them." However, Biddy seemed very confident. "Don't worry, I'm still here. My dad is here too. Since you can't win the championship, my dad will definitely win the championship. He was the last champion." For a moment, Chinyu didn't know what to say. He didn't want to face Satan again during the game. After all, this is my future father-in-law. How to do it? It is not good to win, nor is it good to be defeated. After all, if I lose in front of Satan, what about Ultra Instinct? You can't lose, even in the face of Satan. You can't lose Ultra Instinct because of him. Then, Chinyu looked at Vital and said, "Don't worry, even if I can't win the championship. But I will still get an excellent result." Vital nodded. "Don't worry," Chinyu said again. "Go and get ready." Vital's eyes are on the audience. She seemed to see a very familiar face. "Look," Chinyu turned his head in confusion. "What? Isn't that the Saiyan masked Superman?" Vital pointed to Gohan in the audience. Chinyu knows that he is Gohan. But Vital doesn't know his identity yet. Gohan also wore a costume to prevent his classmates from recognizing him. However, Vital seemed to be stepping forward to reveal his identity, and he was about to leave aggressively. Chinyu pulled him back. "Vital, what are you going to do?" Vital said, "I want to see who he is." Chinyu said helplessly, "Farewell, it's hard to attend today. It's not good for you to reveal his identity like this." Vital thought for a moment. "It seems right, then I will listen to you today." Vital kept walking towards a scout. "I was secretly observing Chinyu's identity before. Then there is Saiyan masked Superman. I have always wanted to know who the Saiyan masked Superman is. Today happens to be a good opportunity." However, he was still stopped by Chinyu for the sake of the competition. Chinyu also knows that Gohan's identity cannot be revealed yet. Now Gohan's identity is well concealed. Chinyu didn't want to expose him for this. After all, they are friends now. If you take Vital forward and expose it like this, it will be difficult to face Vital later. By the way, Chinyu, although our relationship is very good now, I still won't let it go in the next game. Chinyu smiled slightly and said, "Then let the horse come over." I've been training every day these days, and it's already different from before. Vital said calmly. Chinyu has also been training like a devil these days. The strength has naturally improved a lot. Moreover, under normal conditions, it can exert a combat power of 2.5 billion. You know, in this competition, you can't transform. This is undoubtedly not a good opportunity for Chinyu to show his strength. Normalcy will win the championship. Be it Vegeta or Gohan. Facing the normal self, there is no chance of victory. In this battle, Chinyu can be said to be determined to win. Of course bonuses and stuff are out of the question. Of course, the bonus is something external to the body, and what Chinyu wants most right now is Ultra Instinct. This is good stuff. At this moment, in the qualifiers. Waiting to test it myself. Immediately afterwards, after Satan's test is completed, it will be the 18th. Faced with the clicking noise of these cameras, Piccolo was a little impatient. Then, Piccolo glanced. All the surrounding cameras were broken. The media reporters were all confused. They all checked the cameras in their hands. However, the host doesn't care about them. He's already starting testing. Number 6, 97 points. No, 16, Tiantian's score. Number 83, 112 points. Vegeta, who was waiting in line, gritted his teeth and said, "Waste." Immediately afterwards, number 18 appeared. The passers-by participating in the competition saw that she was a girl and immediately became interested. It's a girl. He's not bad looking. I really want to fight him once. Next is number 84. Come on the 18th. Clin reminded from behind. Don't use too much force. Otherwise the machine will break. Number 18 put his hands in his trouser pockets and walked forward slowly. Then, she turned sideways and knocked casually. The machine displays 774. The host was stunned on the spot. 774 points. The surrounding contestants all opened their mouths in shock. Everyone was shocked, but this was just a slight blow to number 18. Chinyu looked at him with a calm expression. This score is nothing to him. However, it is a bit surprising to be able to hit such a blow casually. At this moment, the host stepped forward and said, "Sorry, the machine may be broken down. Wait a minute, let's see." Clin looked aside and said to number 18, "I told you not to use too much force." Number 18 said impatiently, "Are you annoyed? This is already the least I can do. The machine is fixed, try again." Number 18 casually struck again. Machine display, 203. The host was shocked again and said, 2.203. Next up is Krillin. Clin touched it cautiously. The host was shocked again and said, Number 85, 192 points. Goku raised his lips and stepped forward to test. Number 86, 186 points. Piccolo knocked. Number 87, 210. Seeing the scores getting more and more amazing, the host couldn't believe it. It seems that the machine is broken. Let's prepare a new boxing machine. The host called to his subordinates. Not long after, they moved in a new machine. Then there is the proud Vegeta. He looked at the surrounding contestants who were very close. Get out of the way. The contestants took a few steps back. Later, Vegeta gave the machine no chance to survive. It was a punch immediately. The machine exploded instantly. The contestants, host, and Vital were all confused. This is a new machine. He was actually punched to pieces. Chinyu, who was waiting in line at the back, said helplessly. This guy is really unwilling to show off his strength. Goku and others also have nothing to do against Vegeta. Vegeta walked over with a proud look on his face. At this moment, all Z fighters have passed the qualifying round. Only Chinyu is still lining up at the back. He watched the Z fighters score such high scores with one punch. Then how much force do you have to control to prevent the machine from exploding? Chinyu is lining up to participate in the qualifiers. At this time, I saw that the Z warriors had scored such high scores, but for Chinyu, this score was probably just a matter of fingers. Provided that he has a combat power of 2.5 billion, if he wants to be directly proportional to the score scored by the Z warriors, then he must control his power. Otherwise, let's not talk about blowing up this machine. The whole place could be destroyed. Therefore, you still have to control your own strength. At this moment, Vital on the side was stunned. Watching the Z Warriors score such high scores one by one, he began to have doubts. After all, Satan just scored 137 points. In Vital's eyes, his father, Satan, is the most powerful existence. But the scores of these people are actually much higher than Satan. Vital was shocked. I can't believe how powerful this group of people is. This is far beyond the rhythm of Satan. Vital alone murmured. Who are these people? Why do they all get such high scores? This is much higher than Dad. Are these people more powerful than Dad? Vital couldn't believe it for a moment. After all, he is the hero who saves the world. As for this group of people, Vital had never seen them before. The only one I knew was the Saiyan masked Superman. However, his score is more than 150. This is more than 20 points higher than Satan. This test machine tests the experience of the participants. Satan has 137 with all his strength. However, the Z Warriors all gave a light blow. Satan was also shocked for a moment. I am a great hero. Facing them, his own fighting power seemed worthless. Each one starts at 150, starting at 200. Moreover, it has been pulled down a lot. However, this doesn't mean anything, everything depends on the battle. Satan looked at the group of unfamiliar-looking people at this moment and said, "The machine must be broken. Otherwise, how could I only have a score of 137? However, I am still a great hero. When I come on stage, I will let you know how powerful I am as Satan." Ha ha ha. Satan flexed his muscles and laughed. Moreover, he also took out the gold belt he had won before. The gold belt is particularly conspicuous on the chest. It directly attracted many people. Satan also looked arrogant, standing there showing off his golden belt. On to the qualifiers. Vital also became suspicious of those among the Z fighters. After all, this high score is a bit too outrageous. It's completely unlike anything a normal person could do. However, Vital also wanted to see how high his score could be. She is a martial artist. What's more, she also learned how to move chi and fly. It has long been given to someone who is not an ordinary martial artist. This time, she also wanted to see how high she could score. At this moment, the referees felt something was wrong. Such high scores are really outrageous. The first one was fine, but until the 84th, it became more and more outrageous. At the beginning, he even scored as high as 700 points. After changing the machine, it became normal. But the score is still ridiculously high. After all Z Warriors had finished testing, the referee looked at the scoring book in his hand and said in shock, How is this possible? How can this group of people achieve such high scores? 200, 105, 107. Another referee who was as skinny as a bone said, "The machine must be broken, let's replace it." The referee with the scorebook in his hand said, "But these have been changed several times. The scores are all the same." The thin referee said, "What happened today? There is something wrong with these machines. I remember testing them all. Changing one." The men moved the machine that was being tested. They all felt that there must be something wrong with the machine. Otherwise they wouldn't have scored such a high score. This score is really shocking. It's completely beyond the reach of a normal martial artist. Chinyu looked at the Z Warriors at this moment. He is now withdrawing his strength. Otherwise, the score will be even more outrageous. For Chinyu, if the Z Warrior can control the strength and score more than 100, a score of more than 200 is already considered. However, Chinyu is still a little worried about his score. He murmured, "Now I feel that the score I scored is no longer less than 1/10 or 2/10 of my strength. It seems that it's better to restrain yourself a little. Otherwise, your identity will be exposed sooner or later." Chinyu felt that it was nothing to be discovered by someone among the Z Warriors. After all, they will be discovered sooner or later. Even if Vegeta didn't say anything, Goku couldn't control his mouth. Test scores are of little use to Z Warrior and Chinyu. Everything depends on the performance in the ring. However, this is the qualifying round. As long as the score reaches a certain level, you will participate in the next round of the arena competition. Z Warriors are looking forward to it now. Especially Goku. He looked at Chinyu with joy. Let's see how high a score Chinyu can get. After practicing for so long, I don't know how long I can last in Chinyu's hands this time. It's really exciting. Vegeta folded his hands, glanced at Chinyu arrogantly and said. Cut. Sooner or later I will defeat his husband. Vegeta is still trying to figure out what Chinyu said about how to transform into a pink girl. However, for so long, he has never transformed into a pink. He can only rely on practice to become stronger and reach a higher realm, thus turning into pink. But now, Goku, whom he always wanted to surpass, has now realized the realm of Super Factory. After practicing for several years, I was able to reach Super 2 full power. For Vegeta, it was still unacceptable for a while. However, what he wants to transform now is not Chao-san, but Dao Hong. He knows that only Rosé can defeat Goku. Even if he can transform into Super 3, he can't defeat him now. Right now, the only one who wants to surpass Goku is Momoko. However, it is not easy to fully understand Pink. Still need to practice more. At this moment, while replacing the test machine, the competition for the junior team next door has ended. Trunks defeated Goten with his transformation and won the game. However, Trunks agreed to give Goten some toys. 380. Otherwise, Goten would naturally be unwilling to win by virtue of his transformation. Goten doesn't care about being first in order to have toys. At this moment, Chinyu smiled slightly. Vital noticed Chinyu's smile, and then he stepped forward and asked. What's wrong? I think they are so weird. Everyone scored so high. Don't you feel a little surprised? Chinyu smiled and said nothing. He knows what the actual record of Z Warrior is. However, what he is looking forward to now is how high Vital can score. After all, by scoring such a score, Z Warrior has indeed hidden a lot of strength. They have brought in new machines. Next, number 180. Vital stepped forward and said, Chinyu, let me show you that my training these past few days is definitely not unfounded. Look how much my strength has grown. Chinyu smiled lightly. He wanted to see how many scores Vital could score after training for so long. The surrounding contestants looked at Vital with great anticipation. After all, in their eyes, Vital is the daughter of Satan, a martial artist, and a hero who punishes rape and eliminates evil. The results should be higher than those before. I saw Vital punching hard. 140 as displayed on the machine. Vital clapped his hands expressionlessly. It seemed like he was a little dissatisfied with the score. The host took the microphone and said in shock. 1.140. Vital walked up to Chinyu and slowly said, how about it? The results of my practice these days. However, I feel like I haven't used my full strength yet. It should be even higher. Those participating in the competition were all shocked. You're 140 years old and you're still not satisfied. It would be great if I could score as high as 140. Alas, I can only be a spectator now. These are higher than the scores given by Satan. She is indeed the daughter of Satan. Chinyu said with a calm smile. Okay, it seems that my teaching is better. Vital raised the corner of his mouth and said, stop pretending, this is clearly the result of my own training. The Z Warrior glanced at Vital with disdain. This score is naturally nothing to them. But it is quite satisfying for ordinary people. At least he can advance. It is difficult for ordinary people to score such a high score. So, this score is already very good. At this moment, Chin Gang was still thinking. Vital can now hit a score of 140. It seems that her strength has improved. Looks like I have to hold back a little bit. However, don't be too low to look ugly. Otherwise I won't even be able to pass the qualifying rounds. Chinyu chose to stop. As long as we can enter the qualifiers. Everyone from Z Warrior has passed the qualifying rounds now. Places to enter the ring are now few and far between. 16 people must be selected from among more than 190 people. Z Warriors have occupied several of them now. There are now very few places left to enter the ring. You must reach a decent score to advance. Vital looked at Chinyu at this moment and said. Look out for you. See you in the ring. Say it. Vital walked backstage. Chinyu is now fully prepared. Next, the 18th. He stepped forward slowly. However, just when Chinyu first appeared on the stage, Z defeated Goten, Trunks, and the demons who had sneaked in all looked sideways. He turned all his attention to Chinyu. They all want to see how high Chinyu can score. Goten held Goku's hand and slowly said, "Dad, isn't he very powerful?" Goku looked at Chinyu and said, "Ah, yes." Gohan came forward and said, "Really been waiting. I wonder how high Chinyu can score." Gohan looked at Chinyu with a smile on his face. Vegeta folded his hands, although he looked arrogant. But he still wanted to see how high Chinyu could score. He looked at Chinyu silently. Klin, Piccolo, number 18, Wutian and others all looked at Chinyu with expectant faces. "Everyone wants to see his strength," Klin said with some excitement. Goku and the others said that his strength is above them. "We can defeat them all." Piccolo folded his hands and said calmly, "Such an ordinary boy can actually defeat Vegeta and Goku at the same time. It's unbelievable, but Master Roshi doesn't play according to common sense. If I look like this, I will definitely attract the attention of many beauties." Suddenly, Krillin, Piccolo and others focused all their attention on Master Roshi. Don't know what he was thinking. At some point, Supreme Kai also came here. He came to Goku's side silently. Suddenly he said, "Is this the person who defeated you?" Goku was immediately startled. "Supreme Kai, why did you show up? I'm here to see if this kid is that powerful." Supreme Kai put his hands behind his back. In this quiet environment, the sudden appearance of Supreme Kai broke the tranquility. Goku was also shocked. The fortune teller said calmly, "Is this kid really that powerful? Looks like normal people." Supreme Kai slowly spoke, "Yeah, I feel it too. You don't look like a martial artist at all." Goku looked at the two and said, "He looks so ordinary, but he is really powerful. I can't defeat him even if I transform into Super 3. Grandma divination." Supreme Kai looked at Chinyu with slightly frowning eyes. "Let's see if he is as powerful as Goku says." At this moment, Trunks was hiding behind Vegeta, looking at Chinyu from time to time. It seems that the previous fear has not been erased in Trunks' eyes. Number 18 looked at Chinyu with slightly frowning eyes. This kid feels like there is a powerful energy in his body. He seems to be hiding. Klin was stunned. What? Does it mean that he also wants to hide his strength? However, this machine is indeed not strong and will break with just a slight hit. At this moment, Chinyu felt something was wrong. I always feel like there are countless pairs of eyes staring at me. In addition to Z warriors, there are also many unfamiliar faces. Chinyu saw Supreme Kai out of the corner of his eye. He was shocked inside. Supreme Kai, he muttered under his breath. He didn't expect that he would attract so many people's attention. Supreme Kai even appeared here. But even so, you still have to preserve some strength. The referee looked at Chinyu, who had hesitated for so long and couldn't stand it anymore. He immediately said loudly, "Number 181. Everyone's eyes were on Chinyu. Everyone wants to see how powerful such an ordinary boy is." In full view of everyone, Chinyu punched lightly. Machine display, 150. The referee was shocked again. Quote. Question mark quote. 181, 150. Goku and Vegeta were a little confused. Goku said in disbelief, 150. How can it be only 150? Gohan looked at Chinyu and whispered softly, "It seems that he is hiding his strength. Otherwise, what we are fighting will be that our strength is far superior to ours." But Vegeta seemed a little dissatisfied. He snorted coldly and said, "HMPH, you still have to hide your strength in this situation. You'll know it in the ring. Kakarot, I won't hold back." Goku turned his gaze to Vegeta and said, "I don't know how to let go of Vegeta." However, Klin, Piccolo and others were all confused. For a moment, they couldn't believe Chin Wang's strength. This is even lower than their combat effectiveness. How can this be? Klin said with a surprised look. Didn't you say that he was the one who defeated Gohan, Goku and Vegeta? Why only 150? Klin couldn't believe it. After all, even if the strength is stronger, it's impossible to score 150. This separation really surprised them. Although he knew that he hid his strength. But it's not just 150. Compared with 14 people among Z warriors, they are not on the same level at all. However, the surrounding contestants were even more confused. The score of 150 is still low in their eyes. What are their identities? You can't even look down on 150. This is higher than Satan and Vital. All the contestants couldn't believe it. This is enough to advance. However, in their eyes, 150 is still low. How much will it take to satisfy them? Chinyu is quite satisfied with the score he got. After all, except for people like Z Warriors, 150 surpassed most of the contestants. Not only that, the current strength is completely enough to face those ordinary contestants. In the eyes of Z Warrior and Chinyu, this qualifier does not mean anything, it is just preparation for the start of the conference. 16 people are to be selected from among them. The competition still depends on the conference. Naturally, nothing can be seen in this qualifier. Z Warrior's side. Bulma held Vegeta's hand and said, "Why does he only have 150? Vegeta said reluctantly. "How could I know?" Then, Vegeta walked backstage. Number 18 said expressionlessly, "This doesn't mean anything. We still have to wait until the competition starts to see his true strength." Clin nodded and said, "Really been waiting. It's like seeing how strong he is." Vital was surprised again. He didn't expect that Chinyu's score would be so high. Not only does he transcend himself, he also transcends Satan. She was a little shocked and said, "Chinyu is actually so powerful. It turned out to be even higher than my father's score. I'm really looking forward to competing with him." The words fell. In Vital's eyes, his father is always the most powerful person. But this time it was non-stop testing. Let Vital know that there are many people above his father. Even Chinyu is like this. Previously, Vital had always thought that Chinyu was far inferior to his father. No matter how strong Chinyu is, he is still a little behind compared to his father. But now, Chinyu's score is actually much higher than Satan's. Vital couldn't believe it for a moment. However, things are now in front of us. Vital could only accept it happily. But now Satan is even more confused. The score he scored with all his strength was surpassed by many people. Even his own son-in-law had no choice but to directly surpass him without giving any face. The difference in scores is not just a little bit different, Satan said with a shocked look. This kid is actually stronger than I expected. It seems like it didn't surprise me. You are qualified to be my son-in-law. Satan now has no choice but to acquiesce. After all, Chinyu now has great strength. This is only the testing phase and we have already surpassed ourselves. The choice of son-in-law in Satan's heart has been achieved. Only in this way will Satan be reassured. At this moment, Chinyu walked backstage with a calm expression. He doesn't care what his score is, as long as he can enter the arena competition. 150 points is completely enough. One step closer to Ultra Instinct, Chinyu whispered. However, halfway, Dongji Wangshan and his subordinate Jabet appeared in front of Chinyu. East King Kai looks full of evil. He looked at Chinyu with a disdainful face. His subordinate Jabet was all red. He also looked at Chinyu with disdain. Afterwards, East King Kai walked up to Chinyu and said, "It seems you are quite popular. So many people are looking forward to your strength. I would like to see what your strength is like." Chinyu looked at East King Kai calmly and said, "Really, that will disappoint you." East King Kai sneered and said, "They expect a lot from you, but I don't. I'm going to beat you." Chinyu smiled slightly and said, "Then it depends on whether you have this ability." East King Kai smiled and left. Chinyu knew they were coming. Just come to participate in the martial arts conference. Prevent an action. However, this is nothing to Chinyu. Even if his subordinates are still as Supreme Kai, Chinyu will never hold back. Moreover, relatives and friends also know the trouble they will encounter later. Only by obtaining Ultra Instinct can all crises be resolved. Chinyu walked to the backstage, ready to wait for the game to start. There are many people behind him who have not finished testing. You have to wait until they are all tested before the game can start. Chinyu is now fully prepared. At this moment, Gohan, wearing a masked Superman suit, came to Chinyu. He looked at Chinyu and said, "Chinyu, you appear like this, aren't you afraid of being recognized?" Chinyu laughed and said, "What is this? Sooner or later you will know. You, on the other hand, dress up so well, are you afraid of being recognized by others?" Gohan nodded. "It doesn't matter, the main thing is that it looks good." Doesn't it look good like this? Chinyu was speechless. Good looking, but beautiful. He could only echo, okay, I'm going to get ready too. After saying that, Gohan left. Not long after, Vital also came to Chinyu's side. It seems you are stronger than I thought. A high score of 150, I'm really looking forward to your performance in the battle. Chinyu said calmly, I'm really looking forward to whether I can win the championship. Don't even think about winning the championship, my dad is still here. Vital leaned against Chinyu. Chinyu smiled lightly. In her eyes, her father is the most fishy. Chinyu couldn't refute, she believed that the strongest was the strongest. However, a person who relies on picking up mistakes and can score 137 is still quite capable. Vital, an upright martial arts master, has 140. Chinyu tried his best to hide his strength and had a score of 150. Of course, Chinyu is not concerned about this. What he wants most now is to wait for the game to start. To win the championship in the competition. Everything Chinyu has done before and now is for Ultra Instinct. With Ultra Instinct, one can become a strong man comparable to the gods. In today's world, having 2.5 billion battle histories under normal conditions is already a very powerful existence. Not to mention that Chinyu can transform into such a powerful form as Dao Hong. For many Saiyans, Chinyu is now the most powerful being. Even Goku and Vegeta, who have practiced hard for many years, cannot surpass it. Not long, 16 attendees of the convention have been selected. Z Warrior, Chinyu, Vital, Satan, Jabit. 16 people stepped forward to draw serial numbers. Please invite Krillin players to draw your own serial number. Krillin stepped forward. He looked at a lottery bucket in front of him, and there were exactly 16 serial numbers in it. Corresponds to who you will face. Klin reached in and Mo. I hope I can draw a better number. After touching one randomly, Klin took out his hand and said, Am I number 1? Is it going to be my turn soon? The referee wrote Kreen's drawn number on the blackboard. The next one is the Saiyan masked Superman contestant. Gohan stepped forward. The lottery started with a smile. He reached in and groped around. It's number 8. Who is the opponent? Gohan looked at the battle list they wrote. Next, contestant Jabit. Jabit stepped forward and fumbled around. I'm number 3. Next, player Goku. Goku draws. I am number 11. Next is the Vital player. Vital. I'm number 5. Next, contestant Chinyu. Chinyu stepped forward expressionlessly. I'm number 13. Chinyu looked at the battle table. He is an ordinary person, and I don't know if he is strong or not. But the strength of those who can enter the ring must not be underestimated. But it's the same thing Satan said back then. He will arrange for an ordinary person to face him. The current battle is the same as what he said at that time. But after defeating him, Satan no longer has the final say. But Chinyu didn't panic. No matter who it is, he is extremely confident to win the championship this time. Over time, 16 players have all drawn their serial numbers. What follows is a long wait. Goku stepped forward and came to Chinyu's side and said, Chinyu, who are you going to fight against? Chinyu shook his head. I don't know. I really want to fight again. Goku looked up at the sky. Chinyu smiled calmly and said, There will be a chance. This is the first game, we will fight later. At this point, Goku became interested. Ah, that's good. I won't give in. Chinyu continued. Me too. For the sake of Ultra Instinct, Shinzaran will not let go. He didn't want to lose Ultra Instinct. You only have one chance. Of course, you have to take good care of it. At this moment, the person facing Chinyu came to Chinyu. He is tall and taller than Chinyu. Chinyu looked more like a child in front of him. He looked at Chinyu with dissatisfaction and said, Don't admit defeat later. I'll beat the shit out of you. Chinyu turned his back to him and said, Anyone who can say such things is the one who gets beaten the worst. Hearing this, he immediately became angry. What did you say? Chinyu said as he walked. I can crush a rotten fish like you to death with just one hand. Chinyu doesn't want to pay attention to him now. He wants to prove himself with strength. What are you talking about now? If you don't know the opponent's strength, it's useless to say anything. Facing such people, the only thing we can do is teach them a lesson. At this moment, Vital appeared next to Chinyu and said, "Oh, I'm not in the same group as you. It seems like I'm fighting with you." Chinyu looked at Vital and said, "Wouldn't it be better to duel them?" Vital was a little helpless. "They can't defeat me at all. It's pointless to fight with them. It's more fun to fight with you." Chinyu smiled. He hoped that the battle could end quickly. But, this time Vegeta faces Goku, it will definitely be a long battle. The two of them have long wanted to fight each other. This opportunity is not just around the corner. Both of them were dissatisfied with each other. Always want to surpass each other. Now the opportunity has come. This battle will definitely take a long time. At this moment, everything is ready. The next step is to prepare for battle. The host looked at the battle table and read loudly. The first game will be between Krillin player and Panda player. The second game will be between players from Asin and players from Magina. The third match will be between player Vital and player Spic. The sixth match will be between Son Goku and Vegeta. The seventh game will be between player Chinyu and player Kira. The game is about to start. Everyone can go backstage and rest now. Remember the rules of the game. If you touch it, you will lose. Game time is 30 minutes. Clin was stunned and said, "There's still a time limit. As long as you don't get beaten to death, that's fine." It seems that Clin already wants to beat up his opponent. 30 minutes is totally not enough. Chinyu looked at them calmly. Asin looked at Chinyu with an evil expression. And Satan is resting. He was seriously injured when fighting Trunks before. He is still recovering from his injuries. But Goku and Vegeta couldn't wait any longer. They all want to compete with each other. 30 minutes is naturally not enough for them. I'm afraid one day is not enough time for them. The conference is about to begin. Z Warriors, Chinyu and others are fully prepared. However, the one who is most looking forward to now is Chinyu. After all, he now not only wants to win the championship, but more importantly, he wants to win the Ultra Instinct. Chinyu has been doing this all his life, isn't it just for Ultra Instinct? The first one to appear was Clin. He drew number 1. His opponent is also very strong. I have always been disdainful of Krillin. However, he was also very helpless in front of Clin. No matter what he said in the audience, Krillin wouldn't be angry about it either. But on the stage, Clin would not give him a chance. The conference is about to begin, all contestants please be prepared. At this moment, Clin did some warm-up exercises. For Clin, defeating Pan Zaran is not a problem. After all, his arrogant look really made people a little angry. Okay, get ready. Krillin stretched. Immediately, he slowly walked towards the ring. Panda followed. In front of him, Clin was an unsightly boy. And Panda is also very arrogant. He had to show off his muscles before leaving. The host explained from the side. First up is Krillin. His opponent is the very violent Panda. Let us wait and see what kind of waves the two of them can create. Krillin and Panda walked to the ring. It attracted many cheers from the audience. Panda participated in a martial arts competition before, and many players remembered Pan Tian's power before. My heart suddenly shook, Panda said with great disdain. Don't pee your pants, Clin said helplessly. Okay, whatever you say is what it is. Immediately, a sound of gongs and drums sounded. The game officially begins. Panda first did some moves on the ring, and his figure was extremely strong. Clin stood there stunned. Don't know what this guy is doing. Then, Panda stood in front of Clin and said arrogantly, I want you to know how powerful your opponent is. Let you taste how hard my fist is. Clin couldn't stand it anymore. It was a punch immediately. Panda was directly blasted away. He fell out of the ring. The host looked at Panda lying on the ground and said, Player Panda went out of bounds. This is a good game for King Nuo. Player Krillin won. Backstage, Chinyu watched everything happening on the ring. Around him, many players commented, this man is so powerful. Panda was defeated by him with one blow. Then, someone next to him patted him on the shoulder and said, look at that kid, what kind of strength does he have? I really want to see his strength. TCH, what's the matter? I have one in each hand for such a young boy. Chinyu disagreed. They couldn't withstand 2 blows in his own hands. Just ignore their cynicism. At this moment, Vegeta looked at Goku with his hands folded and sneered. Kakarot, I will definitely defeat you on the field. Get the ticket to continue fighting with Chinyu. Goku was a little disapproving. He simply just wanted to fight. Even when facing the arrogant Vegeta, Goku's heart just wanted to fight. Of course, facing Vegeta like this, Goku also wants to defeat him. Vegeta, I don't think I'm going to lose. On the contrary, I feel like I will win. Vegeta sneered. The two looked at each other, neither convinced by the other. His eyes were full of murderous intent. Goku and Vegeta looked at each other. A murderous aura seemed to be rising. After Kling finished the game. And next is the showdown between East King Kai and Piccolo. East King Kai showed a very strange smile. He looked at Piccolo, snorted coldly and said, "The show is about to begin." Piccolo ignored it. He still didn't know who he was facing. I just feel that such an arrogant boy will not last long in my hands. After all, Piccolo was the one who destroyed the entire arena in the last martial arts tournament. Of course, Piccolo would not pay attention to such a boy who was completely white. However, Asin looked at Piccolo with a very strange face. In the arena, the host held the battle table and read. Then the second match will be played, with player Asin playing against player Magina. Now we invite two contestants to come on stage. The two walked to the competition site. East King Kai is extremely proud. It seems like this is quite interesting. Piccolo glanced at him. Didn't take him seriously at all. We invite two contestants to come on stage. The two slowly walked onto the stage. The moment they walked onto the stage, the audience was in an uproar. All of them reminded me of Piccolo's strength during the last martial arts tournament. Even the host is like that, he said in a low voice. Hey, don't destroy the arena this time. Piccolo ignored him. The two stood on the ring looking at each other. Asin's eyes revealed a strange aura. However, Piccolo suddenly felt something unusual. This guy seems to have incredible power. The game officially begins. The moment the words fell, neither of them moved. They were all standing on the stage looking at each other. At this moment, Piccolo wanted to take action. But he found that he couldn't move. What's going on? Why can't I use my strength? Piccolo said secretly. No matter how he uses his power, he can't take a step forward. Asin looked at Piccolo with a sneer. All this seemed to have been arranged by him. Backstage, Chinyu, Goku, Vegeta and others were watching the two. They all felt something was wrong. What the hell is this guy doing? Goku asked with his hands on his hips. Vegeta held his hands and said, he seems to have some incredible power hidden in him. Clint stood aside and said, but he doesn't look like he has anything. Immediately, they set their sights on the stage. See you. Piccolo was already sweating profusely. He clenched his fists tightly. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move. Asin looked at Piccolo with a strange face. He didn't speak either. But Piccolo was worried. If this continues, it will be impossible to fight. The audience in the audience was also anxious. They all said, why don't you take action yet? The people next to him echoed. Yeah, it's been so long and there's still no movement. Upon seeing this, the host stepped forward and whispered, hey, the game has started. If this continues, the time is almost up. Piccolo and Asin still didn't make any movement. Piccolo just felt like his whole body was imprisoned and he couldn't move at all. Not only that, he could only look at his opponent. No chance to take action. Piccolo was sweating profusely. I didn't know what to do for a while. At this moment, Asin smiled strangely. In front of Piccolo's eyes, an extremely bright light bloomed around Asin. Piccolo was stunned for a moment. He whispered in a low voice, who the hell is this guy? It just feels like he is not an ordinary person. You'll find out soon enough. The words fell. Piccolo was immediately shocked. He could actually hear his heart. Is he an ordinary person? Piccolo was getting more and more panicked. His identity is unusual, plus he can't move. No match for him at all. If you continue like this, you will only get beaten. For the moment, Piccolo pretends to be calm. He looked at Supreme Kai. Slowly he said, I abstain. East King Kai, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and the audience were immediately stunned. East King Kai stood there and said quietly, maybe he has guessed who I am. The host immediately announced, the Magina player chooses to abstain. Then contestant Asin will win this battle without a fight. Piccolo stepped off the stage. Goku and others asked one after another. Uncle Piccolo, Goku asked. Is he great? Piccolo replied slowly. Yes, our dimensions are so different. Goku, Vegeta and others were immediately shocked. How can this be? If he is not a person beef on this planet, what is the purpose of participating in the martial arts competition? For a moment, they all couldn't believe what Piccolo said. After all, if what Piccolo said is true, then he is a person in the universe. How can people in the universe participate in martial arts competitions? Chinyu stood aside and looked at Piccolo and others. Isn't this a supreme Kai? It's just that he has a little bit of divine power. The combat power may not be as strong as Goku. Chinyu naturally disagreed. Moreover, Chinyu also knew the purpose of his coming. Vital came to Chinyu and said, Chinyu, what's wrong with him? His opponent seems to be quite powerful. Chinyu slowly said, he is not my opponent. You should also pay attention to your opponents. You're the next one. Vital nodded and said, I will definitely win. Chinyu certainly knew what would happen. It's not okay for Vital to be so arrogant now. After all, his opponent is no ordinary person. In the arena. Now continue with the next game. The third match will be between player Vital and player Sabubic. Vital held his hands, his face a little heavy. At this moment, the audience shouted loudly. Vital, Vital, Vital. After all, she is the daughter of Satan, and she also knows that Vital often punishes rape and eliminates evil. For this battle, they are naturally very optimistic about Vital. Vital looked around. Then he walked onto the stage. So does Sibaj. The one coming up is the daughter of the great hero Satan, Ms. Vital. Let us wait and see what kind of waves he can bring about. The audience in the audience was immediately shocked. Shubik looked angry. It looks really scary. Vital aims to win the championship. After all, in her opinion, she has been practicing beside Chinyu for so long. The strength has also improved a lot. Therefore, in her opinion, this battle is definitely won. Vital was greeting the audience. Shubik looked angry. He looked at Vital. Vital disagreed. The battle begins now. Then the game begins. Vital's current strength is already very powerful within the range of ordinary people. However, Sabubic is her biggest difficulty. He is from Majin Buu's side, and he is certainly powerful. Moreover, he also possesses immortality. Even if Vital succeeds in practicing with Chinyu, no matter what happens next day. No match for him either. This time, Vital lost. The audience in the audience couldn't believe it. Satan's daughter. He actually lost to an unknown guy. One stone stirs up 1,000 waves. Everyone was shocked. Fortunately, although lost, but Vital is fine. The next battle is between Goku and Vegeta. The two looked at each other. Vegeta, I won't lose. Goku said with a smile. Vegeta snorted coldly and said, HMPH, Kakarot, let me show you the results of my training in the past few years. It's not too late to admit defeat now. Number 18 and the invincible masked Superman ended the battle. Next up is Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta are ready to go. Be prepared to take on the challenge. Next, I would like to invite the champion of the previous tournament, Son Goku. His opponent is Vegeta's player. Every time the two have a fierce battle, they are very passionate. Let me wait and see what sparks they will produce this time. Goku walked onto the stage with a smile on his face. Vegeta followed closely behind. Goku was the champion of the last martial arts tournament and is very familiar with the big stage. But this time, he had to face Vegeta. Neither one of the two was convinced by the other. Being unable to transform into Super Saiyan is obviously useless on Vegeta. How is it possible to fight Goku without transforming? Besides, this time they all wanted to see how strong the opponent was. Not only that, Vegeta wants to break through himself this time. Before that, he was not only comprehending the method of transforming into Taohong mentioned by Chinyu. This time the battle with Goku is coming, although he can't transform into pink. But I still want to see what level my strength has reached. However, during these times, Goku was also practicing in the underworld. He has already been able to transform into a Super 3. Of course, with Goku's temperament, he definitely won't transform into a Super 3. Still have to test it out first. Even his opponent's Vegeta. In the arena, Vegeta sneered and said, Kakarot, let me show you the results of my practice today. Goku looked at Vegeta, smiled slightly and said, Vegeta, I also practiced well in the underworld. I won't lose. Then let me show you my strength. Goku assumed a fighting stance. The same goes for Vegeta. Following the host's order, the game officially begins. The moment the words fell, Vegeta immediately rushed forward. Goku smiled lightly and rushed forward. Boom! The whole arena trembled a little. Immediately, Vegeta continued to bombard Goku. Goku casually resisted Vegeta's attack. Goku said while defending, Vegeta, it seems that these days of training have not been in vain. I have to be serious too. Goku shouted loudly and started to fight back. The two were as fast as lightning. They basically fought in the air. As for the arena and the stage, they were not touched at all. Goku and Vegeta fight in the air, hearing their sounds but not seeing them. Many viewers were confused. Only Chi-Chi and Bulma shouted, Vegeta, come on. Goku, come on. Goten and Trunks also shouted. Cranks rode on Goten's head and said, my dad will definitely win. Your father is already dead. Goten said calmly. But I heard from dad that he is also practicing well in the underworld. Trunks then shouted loudly, come on daddy. Goten also shouted, come on daddy. Backstage, Klin and others were watching them intently. After Chinyu comforted Vidal, he also came to watch the battle. After all, he hasn't played yet. He wanted to see what kind of strength the two of them could unleash. At this moment, Klin said with a confused look, Goku and Vegeta are getting serious. I don't know who is the final winner. Gohan looked at the two people and slowly said, I didn't expect that my father could become so powerful while practicing in the underworld. Vegeta's strength has also improved a lot. I really want to see Chinyu fight. Gohan looked at Chinyu. Chinyu was also watching the battle between Vegeta and Goku at the moment. Gohan stepped forward and said, Chinyu, how long until you can play? Chinyu said calmly, right away. Gohan put his hands on the back of his head and said, I really want to fight you again. Even Dad and Vegeta lost. It seems that your strength is quite strong. Chinyu wanted to end the battle quickly. After all, this little battle is not enough for Chinyu to show his true strength. Moreover, Chinyu also wants to obtain Ultra Instinct. This was what he wanted most after preparing for so long. Now that it was close before his eyes, Chin was somewhat excited. And Piccolo is still immersed in that battle. His identity is too mysterious. He actually made himself unable to take action. If you want to know his identity, you must defeat him. However, there was no chance for him to take action, let alone defeat him. Time passes little by little. 30 minutes of game time is not enough for Goku and the others. If we want to truly determine the outcome, I'm afraid Goku will have to transform into Super 3 and fight Vegeta. This is the only way to end the battle quickly. But now, Goku and Vegeta still haven't transformed. If this continues, there won't even be enough time in a day for them to fight. Vegeta looked at Goku and sneered. Kakarot, so what if you master the power of Super 3? Watch how I defeat you. Goku raised his lips and said, Vegeta, it seems you are still the same as before. I won't admit defeat. They have now ignored the rules on the field. I just want to have a good fight. Then determine the winner. The audience in the audience was in an uproar. They couldn't see the shadows of Goku and Vegeta clearly. As a result of this battle, they didn't know what they were looking at. At this moment, they also discussed one after another. Where are they? I don't know. Why did he disappear all of a sudden? Did they abstain? Even the host was confused. Don't know where they went. But the time is not over yet, the game is still going on. Gohan said with some doubts at this moment. They have already violated the rules of the game now. Klin looked at Gohan and slowly said, they haven't seen each other for many years, and this battle will definitely have a winner. If we had followed the rules of the game, they would have already gone out of bounds and ended the game. Goku is practicing in the underworld and his strength has improved a lot. Piccolo suddenly said, Vegeta has already been able to transform into Super 2 and reach full power. In this battle, Goku may be in danger. Hearing this, Klin and others were immediately stunned. They naturally know the strength of the Super Second Realm. When they heard Super 2, they thought of Cell. Even if he uses his full strength, there is nothing he can do to defeat Cell. Vegeta with full power, Super 2, plus his personality. Goku might actually be in danger. But they don't know. Goku has already achieved Super 3 enlightenment. Even Super 2 at full power cannot defeat Super 3. In this battle, we can't guess who will win and who will lose. But they know that 30 minutes is definitely not enough. Therefore, in this game, whoever wins and who loses must wait until the game is over. Goku and Vegeta are always tied now. It was impossible to tell who had the upper hand. They land in the ring. Many spectators looked at them holding their breath. Vegeta immediately transformed into Super 1 at this moment. A golden flame appeared around it. The combat effectiveness has increased dramatically. It's obviously not something Goku can resist under normal circumstances. When Goku saw this, he smiled slightly and said, "Vegeta, you can't transform." Simple Goku is still following the rules. But Vegeta doesn't care about that. He really wants to defeat Goku. Therefore, under normal circumstances, there is no winner at all. If you want to win, you must transform. Moreover, Vegeta also wants to get rid of the title of second child. At this moment, Vegeta sneered. "Kakarot, I must defeat you. It doesn't matter whether you can transform into Super 3 or not. The championship is mine," Vegeta said firmly. Goku begins to transform into Super 1. Combat power sword. The two transform into Super Saiyan and fight. Even the destruction and transformation can make the arena tremble. That transformation must not destroy the entire arena. Immediately, they started fighting. Fighting in the ring at a speed that even the naked eye can't keep up with. The audience in the audience were all shocked and said, Isn't this the blonde warrior from back then? They are going to destroy the entire arena." 17,110. The host quickly hid aside when he saw this. They were afraid that their battle would accidentally injure him. 0. The appearance of Super Saiyan caused a sensation in the audience. After all, many people have seen the existence of Super Saiyan. Of course you know how strong they are. Of course, this scene is definitely more than 30 minutes. Even the host didn't dare to explain. Just stay aside. He was afraid that Goku would accidentally hurt him during the fight with Vegeta. The fight between the two men caused the entire arena to tremble. Many viewers were shocked. This can be said to be the most exciting event since the beginning of the conference. At this moment, the battle between Goku and Vegeta is extremely intense. Even if the two transform into one, they still can't tell the winner. The battle is only getting more intense. At this moment, Vegeta rushed forward with all his strength. After reaching the realm, Goku shouted loudly and rushed forward. Boom! There was a rumbling sound. Thick smoke was everywhere, and a laser suddenly appeared, blasting towards Goku. Thick smoke continued to fill the air, covering them all. There was an uproar in the audience. What exactly is this? Who are those people? If they keep fighting like this, I'm afraid the arena will be ruined. Bulma and Chi-Chi were stunned. Bulma said with a confused look. "Bye, Vegeta." Chi-Chi also looked in the direction of Goku and Vegeta with a confused look on his face and said, "What happened? Where are they?" "See you." The entire arena was filled with smoke. Don't know what happened to them. The arena can now be said to be half destroyed. The host hid aside, sweating profusely. They didn't dare to speak anymore. After all, there is absolutely no way he can stop this war. It would be fine if he were an ordinary person, but how can he still be an ordinary person? They all burst out with such powerful fighting power. It's too late to regret now. We can only let them do it. Backstage, Gohan and others were also confused. The corners of Klin's lips touched and he said, "What on earth are they doing? You want to tear down the entire arena for a competition?" Piccolo folded his hands and slowly said, "I really can't understand them. We have to fight every time we meet." Gohan looked at the ring and couldn't believe it for a moment. After all, he didn't expect that the two of them would fight like this. This is not a game. This is clearly the rhythm of beating the opponent to death. Oh, Dad and Vegeta do this every time, I'm used to it. I don't know when this battle will end. Chinyu on the side looked at the ring with frowning eyes. Although there is no movement in the ring now. But Chinyu feels that love will never be that simple. He spoke slowly. It's not over yet. They are sworn enemies. It is impossible for such a war to end. With Vegeta's character, he will definitely bring out all Goku's strength. Hear the words. Clin was stunned and said, "What? This isn't over yet, but the time is almost up." Chinyu looked at Clin calmly and said, "Do you think an old opponent who you haven't seen for many years will finally fight against him because of the rules?" Clin then thought about it, and it seemed to be true. The two of them haven't fought for a long time, and they will definitely not stop fighting because of the rules of the game this time. After talking about it, even Saiyan took it out. This rule has long been ignored. Vital didn't know when he appeared next to Chinyu. After eating the fairy beans, Vital felt much better. There is no big problem anymore. Blonde warrior, Vital said, pointing at the missing Goku and Vegeta. Chinyu turned around and took a look. Vital, if you don't take a good rest, what are you doing here? Vital looked like a fine person, and she also felt that she was fine. I'm fine now. However, they look like the blonde warriors I saw when I was on duty. No, it's them. Exactly the same. Gohan was panicking now. After all, he was the one Vital saw before. He didn't want to reveal his identity. Why else would you be so well dressed? Chinyu also saw Gohan, who was at a loss, and he quickly comforted him. Vital, have a good rest. This is definitely not a person. Vital was sure that this was exactly the same as the blonde warrior he had seen before. Can't be wrong. But now, I can't see them clearly. Vital could only observe again. Gohan also breathed a sigh of relief. We still have to rely on Chinyu to save the situation. Of course, Vital couldn't recognize Gohan's current attire. Gohan was relieved. At this moment, Satan was in a cold sweat. Aren't these the same people who fought against Cell? He remembered it all. It was these people who faced Satan back then. Fight with Cell. He was even slapped away by Cell. Their strength is far above their own. If it weren't for them, the entire Blue Star might have been destroyed. He is just one of the minions. There wasn't even a chance to face Cell. It was this group of people who fought against Cell. Saw them. It also reminded Satan of the powerlessness and pain he felt before. It's completely beyond what I can face. Not only that, but in the end it was because Goku died with him that Blue Star survived. Otherwise, Blue Star will cease to exist. Now that he saw them, Satan was naturally a little panicked. With them here, wouldn't the champion himself be? However, what matters now is not the championship. With their appearance, the championship will naturally not fall into their hands. However, Satan obviously knows the horror of this kind of strength. In front of them, I am nothing. In the end, it was because he took advantage that he became the hero recognized by the world. Thinking of this, Satan is a bit long. He couldn't even believe that they would come to participate in the martial arts conference. If they knew about their own century, wouldn't they start fighting with themselves? This is not possible. However, Goku and the others naturally look down on Satan. They know these things about Satan. I just don't want to expose him. It can be said that these people are behind the fact that Blue Star has been able to survive until now. In the arena, a golden ray of light, accompanied by a bolt of lightning, suddenly appeared directly in the sky. Goku and Vegeta directly transformed into Super 2. An extremely violent aura spread. Gohan and others were stunned. Clin hesitated and said, "What are they doing? Isn't this over yet?" Gohan said, "It seems this is a tough battle." Chinyu looked at them solemnly. Although Chinyu can't go forward and fight them, he can learn their fighting methods. Moreover, don't both Goku and Vegeta want to fight Chinyu? Chinyu's current strength is naturally unattainable. But in Vegeta's eyes, he is always stronger than Goku. This time is the time to prove yourself. In the audience, Chi-Chi and Bulma shouted at the same time. Come on, and those viewers were confused again. They all felt that this time was more terrifying than the last time. His breath became solemn, even breathing became tight. Only Chi-Chi and Bulma echoed. Keep shouting to come on. Even Goten and Trunks are like that. Goten Trunks shouted. Come on daddy, come on daddy, see you. The two of them were in midair. Vegeta looked at Goku and sneered. Kakarot, you are nothing more than that. With so many years of training, can you transform into a super giant? Goku smiled calmly and said. Vegeta, after all these years you can only transform into Super 2. I have practiced well in the underworld. Vegeta sneered again and said. Kakarot, I will definitely win this battle. Goku smiled and said nothing. Not long. They fought again, continuously escaping in midair at the speed of light. The mighty atmosphere began to spread. Boom, boom. All that could be heard was a rumble. Unable to see where their people are. However, Goku looks a little embarrassed now. Vegeta grabbed Goku and threw him, and Goku quickly adjusted his posture. The backhand was a blow. Vegeta caught Goku's attack with one hand and sneered. Kakarot, it seems your body is extremely rusty. The moment the words fell, Vegeta shook him hard. Before it was over, a beam of light in Vegeta's hand blasted away in the direction of Goku's fall. Everyone was shocked. Turn your gaze towards Goku. Goku turned around and the light hit the ring directly. Goku looked at the destroyed arena, he kicked the air and said, Vegeta, are you serious? Vegeta sneered and said, Kakarot, you are nothing more than that. Even if you can transform into Super 3, I can still defeat you. Vegeta said very confidently. Facing his old rival, he would naturally not show mercy. Vegeta no longer regards this place as arena. He looked down upon his opponent Goku. But the simple Goku has always followed the rules of the game. He watched Vegeta transform before he transformed. But at this moment, Goku also understands. I am not competing at all, but looking for dignity. At this moment, the stage was overwhelmed by Goku and Vegeta. The two were fighting again in the ring. This time, Goku also started to get serious. Although Goku is a very simple person. But when fighting, he first tests his opponent. At about the same time, Wukong will show his own strength. But this time, Vegeta under Super 2 is already in his highest transformation state. Goku also has to show his own strength. They were fighting in the ring at a speed invisible to the naked eye. Only bursts of rumbling could be heard. The audience couldn't stop trembling. The battle is gradually heating up. See you. Goku shouted loudly and rushed towards Vegeta. The golden arrogance around him became more and more intense. Not long after, a ray of light struck Goku. Goku knocked the light wave away with a casual blow. However, this light wave actually struck in the direction of the auditorium. The audience is still confused. Before they could figure out what was happening, a golden light came towards them. Not good. Goku felt it and rushed forward with freeze control. Controlled this light wave. Vegeta sneered and blasted at Goku again. The two men fought with bare hands, causing the whole arena to tremble. Backstage, Piccolo noticed something was wrong. He stood there, looking at Goku and Vegeta in the ring with a faint look, and said, if they keep fighting like this, they will not only destroy the arena. Even the audience is affected. Clin said with a panicked look. What to do? It's definitely not possible to ask them to stop fighting now. But if we don't stop fighting, the audience will definitely be affected. Chinyu suddenly let go of his hands and slowly said, there is only one way, and that is to let them fight in the air. With Goku's character, he should think about the audience. As for Vegeta, forget it. The Z warriors all looked at Goku and Vegeta. Their inner breaths were extremely tense. After all, the battle between the two of them will definitely cause some big waves. The fight will definitely not stop until the winner is determined. But if we keep fighting like this, we won't talk about it until the stage of the ring. It may even affect the audience. These audiences are not just one or two, but tens of thousands of people. There were also Bulma and Chi-Chi shouting, come on. The other side, East King Kai and his men are watching the battle. But he looked at Goku and Vegeta with tight eyes and slowly said, this is Super Saiyan. It seems we still need them. The purpose of East King Kai's coming this time is to stop Majin Buu. Once Majin Buu is born, the consequences will be disastrous. He also wanted to borrow Saiyan's power. But now Goku and Vegeta will definitely have to fight for several rounds. Right now, I can only find someone else. But this and Saiyan. I can only take a look. In the arena, they were already fighting fiercely. It's impossible to tell who has the upper hand. The arena was also trembling. The audience immediately fell silent. Watching their fight was shocking in my heart. Their battle became more and more intense, and the aftermath even affected the surrounding spectators. Goku also noticed, and in order to worry about the audience, he said while fighting, Vegeta, if we fight like this, it may affect the audience. Let's stop for now, otherwise innocent people will be hurt. However, Vegeta is still bombarding Goku now. No intention of stopping at all. Goku was a little helpless and said again, Vegeta, the fighting is too intense, stop now. Vegeta sneered, Kakarot, your opponent won't give you a chance if you're distracted by fighting. Vegeta doesn't care about that much. All he wants now is to defeat Goku. It doesn't matter who is in the audience. The inner thought is to defeat Goku. However, Goku still thinks about the audience. He could feel that the battle was becoming more and more intense now. If the fight continues like this, the entire arena may be overturned. Look at Vegeta regardless, without any choice. Goku flew into the air. He glanced at Vegeta. Sure enough, I'm following you. Seeing Goku flying away, Vegeta followed him without hesitation. The two of them just disappeared into the ring. Only the audience and the host were left. The audience at the scene was even more stunned. They don't even know what happened now. When Goku and the others were in the ring before, they couldn't see their shadows clearly. Now they disappeared into the ring again. Many viewers were confused. What happened? The person next to him said. I do not know. Are they fighting? I can only feel a cool breeze and can't see their shadows at all. Is it because I'm dazzled? However, their battle was so shocking that the arena was destroyed into what it is now. Too horrible. Even the host on stage was confused. Don't know what happened. When they were fighting before, they wanted to avoid accidentally hurting themselves. He has been hiding away. Now they have disappeared again. Only the host's confused eyes were left. Backstage. The victors were also stunned. Clint said with a puzzled look. Where are Goku and the others? Gohan also said in confusion, I don't know. It seems to have flown away. Now, even Krillin and Gohan don't know what happened. After all, the battle between the two of them was too shocking. They were all immersed in it. At this moment, Chinyu looked at everyone and slowly said, Goku should have known that their fight would affect the audience. That's why he made the choice to fight in the air. Clint said again, but then, wouldn't their game be over? Chinyu said calmly, do you think Vegeta will be restrained by the rules? 600 inches with Vegeta's character, the battle will not stop until Goku is defeated. Unless there is someone more powerful than him who steps forward to stop us. Clint said hurriedly, aren't you stronger than them? Maybe we can stop them. Chinyu laughed and said, do you think I would stop an old rival who hasn't fought each other in many years? It's not just Vegeta who wants to fight, Goku also has this idea. They have been practicing for so many years, isn't it just to test their own strength? Vegeta can transform into Super 2 now, and he has long wanted to fight Goku. You think I'm going to stop them? Even if I have the strength to stop them now, I will not deliberately stop this battle. The words fell. Colin and number 18 were both lost in thought. Vital stepped forward. Chinyu, they look like the blonde warriors I saw before. Why do they participate in martial arts tournaments? Chinyu looked at Vital and said, you'll find out later. Chinyu knew that this information must have been hidden for a long time. But he still chose to let Vital discover it on his own. I definitely can't tell anyone. Moreover, this is also to ensure Gohan's identity. Gohan is safe now. He can only appear as the Saiyan masked Superman. The blonde warrior couldn't show up yet. The Z warriors in the background were a little worried about Goku and Vegeta. Once they do not come back for a long time, they will be disqualified from the competition. Of course, Vegeta can't participate in the competition without being behind the scenes. He mainly wanted to fight Goku. Now that I have such an opportunity, I will naturally not let it go. Chapter 71. Now all the contestants in the competition have disappeared into the ring. So what to do with their game? The time has not passed yet. But, with them fighting like this, 30 minutes is simply not enough time. After the host confirmed that there was no movement in the ring, he dared to poke his head out and take a look. After confirming that they were gone, he stood at a table holding a microphone and hurriedly said, they just disappeared into the ring. According to the rules of the world's number 1 martial arts conference, either it will count as an automatic abstention, or both people will be eliminated. Please discuss with the judges. However, the judges are now convinced. Goku and Vegeta were so fast that they couldn't see what was going on. But the arena has been destroyed to what it is now. It can be seen from this that their strength should be very strong. However, it's not clear who wins and who loses. The judges are now consulting with each other. They just disappeared before the winner was decided, so it's considered an automatic forfeit. But they have been fighting for so long, what if they come back? Do you think this battle can be finished in 30 minutes? He hesitated for a moment. Or choose to automatically abstain. The host came on stage again and said, after consultation with the judges, contestants Sun Wu and Vegeta will be treated as automatic forfeits. Backstage, the Z Warriors sighed at each other, feeling a little pity that Goku Vegeta gave up now. After all, apart from Chinyu, they are the only ones who can possibly win the martial arts tournament championship. At this moment, Gohan said a little disappointed. I thought I could still see the ending of their battle. It's such a pity to give up like this. Clin sighed and said, oh, they are such stubborn guys, maybe they don't know it even if they abstain voluntarily. They all feel a little regretful that they voluntarily abstained. After all, if they leave, how will the championship be calculated? They have a good chance of winning the championship. It's a pity to leave like this now. Piccolo folded his hands and slowly said, old Sun and Vegeta haven't seen each other for many years. This battle will definitely have a winner. If we abstain like this, we are the ones who have a better chance of winning the championship, right? Clin continued, do we still have hope for him in the championship? Clin pointed to Chinyu, and then said again, I thought I could see the ending degree. It's a little hard to see the ending after disappearing like this. Chinyu slowly said, it's definitely not that simple. Goku's character is to test his opponents first, and Vegeta is no exception. You can come back at any time. Gohan continued, but they have already given up, so it will be useless for them to come back now. Chinyu smiled contemptuously and said, as long as they can tell the winner from the loser. Do you think it is more important to win the championship or to defeat the opponent? Hear this. Then they thought about it. That seems to make some sense. Goku may have come from the underworld because he wanted to participate in the competition properly. But Vegeta may simply want to defeat Goku. Now the two of them were drawn against each other. Goku's inner thoughts must also be to defeat Vegeta. After all, when he fought Chinyu before, he couldn't defeat Chinyu. But there is still some hope of defeating Vegeta. Vegeta has been moving in the direction of transforming into pink as Chinyu said. In his opinion, since he can't transform into Dao Hong. But the strength has definitely improved a lot. Therefore, he will not be afraid of Goku who can transform into Super 3. Although Super 2 under full power cannot defeat Super 3. But Goku's character will definitely not transform into a Super 3. This is also a big flaw. If Goku transforms into Super 3, Vegeta may not have any chance of winning. You know, the combat power of Super 3 is several times that of Super 2. Even Super 2 under full power cannot defeat Super 3. But now, they also feel a little sorry for Goku and Vegeta's automatic abstention. It would be nice to even be able to see the ending. Now I can't even see the ending. I don't even know who won. However, what makes them even more regretful is that if the two of them fight, the only one who poses a threat to them is Chinyu. In addition to Vegeta, Goku and Gohan, the Z fighters are. No one else has seen Chinyu's strength yet. Even Gohan tested him under normal conditions. It's not really a battle either. So, now that Goku and Vegeta have abstained, then the battle they want to see the most is Chinyu's battle. Moreover, there are still many people on the cutting field who want to fight Chin. They all want to see how strong he is. Gohan came to Chinyu at this moment and said with a smile. Although my dad and Uncle Vegeta abstained, but I have a good chance of fighting you. Really been waiting. Chinyu said softly, it's you who will play in the next game. Come on, fight hard, no matter who the opponent is. Gohan nodded. You're good to go. I really look forward to fighting with you. Chinyu heard this. He knew who Gohan was facing. Also know what to expect. Therefore, he deliberately reminded me. However, this is also for Gohan's good. In order to prevent big trouble from happening in the future, Chinyu had to win the championship to win the Ultra Instinct. But now besides Gohan, who else is Super Saiyan? Moreover, Gohan also follows the rules. Under normal circumstances, he is already invincible. After the transformation, they had no chance. Chinyu doesn't want to transform either. After all, This will only attract a lot of people's attention. It is enough for the Z warriors to know. In the audience, Chi-Chi and Bulma were confused. But the most puzzling of all is Chi-Chi. He is here for the bonus. Now that Goku has been disqualified, he naturally feels faintly dissatisfied. Chi-Chi said reluctantly, "Why? They will come back, why should they abstain voluntarily?" Bulma's competitive spirit was also a little angry and said, "What's wrong with fighting? I have to fight outside the court. It's okay now, all qualifications have been cancelled." Bulma is not short of money. He just wants Vegeta to win the championship. The same goes for Chi-Chi, but the most important thing is to get the bonus. Their family is not particularly wealthy. I want to pass this martial arts competition to get the bonus. But now the most promising Goku has been sentenced to automatic forfeiture. Then the hope lies with Gohan. If Gohan is the same as Goku, then there is really no hope. Previously, Goku won the prize money from the martial arts tournament, but now there is not much left. This time the opportunity came, and Goku disappeared. How could Chi-Chi accept it? We can only place our hopes on Gohan. Now, Satan laughed loudly in the background and said, "Haha, now they have all voluntarily abstained. Then the championship this time isn't mine. Ha ha." From Satan's point of view, those who had fought Cell before were basically ready. In addition to them having a certain threat from the king, who else poses a threat to themselves? Son-in-law. His strength is not as strong as his own. Wasn't his opponent arranged by himself now? Satan was very confident at the moment. After all, without Goku and Vegeta, there are fewer threats. But he didn't expect that there were many Z fighters. If he wants to win the championship, I'm afraid it will be a little difficult. After all, Satan won the championship just because of his face. He is a great hero who saves the world. If you can't even win a championship, what's the point of being a hero? The host shouted from the ring. Wait a moment. Shin Goku and Vegeta destroyed the field during the battle. Now we rebuild the venue and the game will start soon. No way, Goku and Vegeta are too powerful. Such an ordinary arena naturally cannot support their battle. But the competition team did not expect that they would have such strong experience. Now we can only harden the field again. Otherwise, if you encounter a slightly stronger person again, it is very likely that the venue will be destroyed again. The venue is now almost complete. And next is the battle between Gohan and Kid. The host stood on the stage and said, "Now that the site has been constructed, let's start the next battle." The next battle will be between the Saiyan masked Superman player and Kid player. Chi-Chi shouted from the audience. Come on Gohan." Bulma was eating ice cream next to her and thought, didn't Gohan say not to say that he was going to compete under the name Saiyan? Chi-Chi heard this. He immediately covered his mouth. No one heard it. Bulma said again, "You just screamed so loudly, it's hard for others not to hear it." Chi-Chi was at a loss. After Gohan and Kid take the stage, the audience was in an uproar. Come on. In the audience, there was a person who picked up his observation glasses and observed. Isn't this Gohan? Sharpler, who had always wanted to know the identity of Saiyan's masked Superman, was stunned, glanced at him and said, What did you say? Is he Gohan? He took his telescope and looked at it. Really Gohan? Then he and Ankiraj shouted, Gohan, come on. Gohan on the stage was stunned. Gohan is not wearing a hood now, just wearing sunglasses. I forgot about it because I was too busy. But now that the province was discovered, Gohan took off his glasses directly. I originally wanted to get along with you as an ordinary person, but what I got in exchange was alienation and ridicule. 180 No more pretending, I am Saiyan showing off. At this moment, the host suddenly said, the game officially begins. Kid looked at Gohan with a serious face, and Gohan was also ready to fight. Gohan pretended to be calm and thought to himself, this is nerve-wracking. If the whole class knows my true power, it will cause a commotion and it will be troublesome to go to school. Gohan doesn't want to reveal his identity either. But now the identity has been revealed. At present, the only way to avoid causing too much commotion is to make a quick decision. At this moment, Kid said with a serious face, you'd better transform into Super Saiyan. Maybe it can be of some help to us. Gohan was stunned. How did you know that I am Super Saiyan? What does it mean to be helpful? Kid stood there with no expression on his face and said, "You will know this soon. However, I hope to see your ability to harm others." Gohan was naturally unwilling. After all, there are so many people here. If he transforms, wouldn't he be regarded as voluntarily giving up, just like his father? Are you kidding me? I just want to fight well. If I transform, it will definitely cause a commotion. Backstage, the Z warriors all looked at Gohan. Clin looked at them and slowly said, "What are they doing? Why haven't they started yet?" Piccolo suddenly said, "He wants Gohan to transform." Biba. Clin was stunned. How did he know that Gohan would transform? At this moment, East King Kai slowly walked towards them. He said calmly, "Everyone, it looks like we are going to take advantage of Gohan this time. I'm here to apologize to you all. In addition, no matter what happens later, please stay where you are and don't move." As the supreme god of the universe, he never takes the people on Earth seriously. If it weren't for Majin Buu, he wouldn't be here on Earth. He even participated in the #1 martial arts tournament in the world, which meant nothing to him. He was naturally not interested in the martial arts conference. All he is doing now is to prevent the birth of Majin Buu. Chinyu stood aside and watched what they said. But Clin said disdainfully, "Who are you anyway and why should we listen to you?" Piccolo had a cold sweat on his face at this time, and said hurriedly, "He's Supreme Kai. That is, the god of all the realm kings, including the great realm king." Clin and others were immediately stunned. Chinyu was standing aside, looking at him indifferently. In the arena, Gohan had no choice. "It seems I have to give up my studies," he whispered. After all, after transforming, it will definitely cause a commotion. The audience is indeed in an uproar now. "Hurry up, you're wasting our time." "That's it, hurry up." Kid looked at Gohan seriously. Gohan has no choice now. "I can only transform." Gohan stood there, using chi all over his body. Mobilize the energy in the body and keep the breath flowing in the body. Then, a golden flame gradually flickered around him. Gohan is determined to transform into Super Saiyan. Sibichi on the side is detecting energy. Find the right opportunity. Gohan is gathering strength. Electric lights flashed around him. Gohan immediately said, "As you wish, I transform into Super Saiyan. Although I don't know why. But I still listen to your opinion." Gohan charged up again. The golden light was now becoming more intense. Bolts of lightning were flashing. The audience immediately fell silent. I don't know what kind of movement it will cause. Now they could only watch with bated breath. Backstage, Clin said with a panicked look, "Gohan transforms into Super Saiyan, what will happen?" East King Kai stood there and said calmly, "Based on my guess, Sabubik and Yamu should have come to attack Gohan just now. So, please don't take action. They have only two purposes, they just don't want powerful energy." Clin spoke again. "Gohan can easily defeat them all without us taking action." East King Kai said calmly, "I hope so." In the arena, Gohan spoke. "Then let me show you how far I have surpassed the barrier of Super Saiyan." Kid was stunned and said, "What, beyond Super Saiyan?" Gohan nodded. The entire place began to tremble. The host panicked again and whispered, "Hey, this is a newly built venue. Don't destroy it again." Gohan seemed not to hear. He shouted loudly, "Ah!" A wave of energy suddenly erupted. Under his feet, the field began to crack. Lightning surrounded him, and above his head, the golden color began to appear and disappear. It started to fall like stars. In an instant, his hair color turned golden. Lightning keeps circling. Kid was immediately shocked. Gohan's strength is constantly soaring. The floor tiles on the field slowly separated from the cement floor. Suspended in midair. Along with this, Gohan shouted loudly. The combat power increased crazily. Everyone was dumbfounded. The golden light directly enveloped the entire venue and even the auditorium. Everyone was in panic. The golden light gradually dissipated, and these floor tiles were engraved on the cement floor. A golden aura surrounded Gohan. There is even lightning surrounding the whole body. At this moment, Sabubik, not far away, was holding an energy detector. The needle on the energy detector keeps rising. Yamu hurriedly said, "What a powerful energy, it's him." In the audience, Zapiler said with a shocked look on his face, Satoru, Gohan is the blonde warrior. How can this be? Ankiraj on the side was also confused. He is actually the blonde warrior. They all couldn't believe that Gohan was the blonde warrior. This is completely the same person as the nerd from before. In the arena, after Gohan transformed into Super Saiyan, he slowly said, "As you wish, I have transformed into Super Saiyan. Do you really want me to fight you in this form?" Kid was also confused. He didn't expect that Gohan would have such a powerful energy. He actually has such powerful energy. There is absolutely no way that he is from the lower world. As soon as Saiyan came out, many people remembered the previous cell. They have also seen this person. At this time, Sabubik and Yamu were holding something similar to a pot. After putting away Yamu's things, he said, "Very good, we want your energy. Hold that boy down for me, Shubaj." At this moment, they found a good opportunity and suddenly rushed forward. In an instant, Sabubik and Yamu rushed forward. East King Kai sensed something was wrong and quickly said, "They're coming." At this moment, Gohan turned his head and saw two people coming towards him. Hateful. East King Kai puts his hands forward, as if he is running energy. After a ray of light suddenly appeared. Gohan seemed to have a seizure. Sabubik locked Gohan's head tightly, not giving Gohan a chance to resist. Yamu quickly inserted the object into Gohan's body. East King Kai slowed down, and Klin beside him said, "What is this for?" East King Kai looked at Gohan solemnly and said, "Don't move, just trust me." Klin wanted to step forward to stop him, but Piccolo held his hand. "Let me go," East King Kai said angrily. "I told you, don't move around." In the arena, Yamu continued to drain Gohan's energy. He looked at Klin who was about to move and said, "If anyone dares to get in the way, he will be killed, do you understand?" Gohan now has no room to fight back. He could only watch as his energy was drained away. After a while, Gohan forcibly returned to normal. He is now under control and there is nothing he can do. Klinabine is also restricted by East King Kai. "Don't move around." Kid looked at Gohan, but he couldn't move. "I can only stand where I am." "Be patient," he muttered quietly. Chinyu in the background looked at Gohan with slightly frowning eyes. He couldn't step forward to stop it either. However, Vital wanted to step forward. Gohan-san. He was about to step forward. But he was stopped by Chinyu. "It's okay Gohan. Believe me." Vital glanced at Chinyu affectionately. Chinyu looked at her and nodded. Vital is not as impulsive now as before. She could only stand there now. But at this moment, Gohan looked ferocious. He looked extremely uncomfortable. No one stepped forward to stop them, they could only stand where they were. Along with this, a white light suddenly appeared around Gohan. Everyone's heart is tight. Until the light faded, the energy in Yamu's hand was filled with Gohan's energy. Sabubik said excitedly, "I didn't expect it to be so easy." Gohan fell to the ground and couldn't get up. The host and everyone were shocked from ear to ear. East King Kai in the background whispered, "Kid, it's up to you. Now that things have reached this point, only Kid can restore Gohan." However, Chi-Chi in the audience now looked angry. She shouted, quote. She wanted to jump over and get to the ring. East King Kai looked at the Z warriors calmly and said, "If you are willing, then come with me. This may be of some help to you." As soon as he finished speaking, East King Kai flew away. The others stood there and hesitated. However, they then thought again, this is Supreme Kai. Is there any truth in what he said? Not long, many Z warriors followed in the footsteps of East King Kai. Chinyu knew what would happen. But he is not one of the Z warriors, so he can only stay where he is. Not only that, the next game is your own game. If this goes away, the referee will definitely forfeit the game. What about Ultra Instinct? Chinyu has been preparing for so long, isn't it just to win the championship of the martial arts competition and obtain Ultra Instinct? Besides, it's not too late to go help after you get Ultra Instinct. But a powerful life form is about to be resurrected. They had to stop it. All of a sudden, too many things happened at the world's number 1 martial arts conference. This is not a last-minute extra. But suddenly, the referee, the host, and the audience were all astonished. After all, these things happened so suddenly. None of them expected it. But what can they do in the face of this? The only thing they can do is to witness the birth of the champion. Along with Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, one after another was eliminated. Chinyu is no longer a threat at all. However, Chinyu also felt a little regretful about their elimination. No matter who it is, the way they were eliminated is too unacceptable. However, Chinyu is determined to win Ultra Instinct. After all, they are all out, and the others are just ordinary people. The only one who threatens you is Satan. As his future father-in-law, Chinyu naturally has to be merciful. But he won't give up just because he will be his father-in-law in the future. This is naturally impossible. The only thing he can do is to release water. Let Satan lose so ugly. Nor can he make some changes. Only the next game can be played. Chinyu can only prepare for his next game now. He hadn't even passed the first game, and so many accidents happened. Now he just wants to play well. He knew who he would face next. You can only fight it if you have obtained Ultra Instinct. Or maybe Taohong can win. However, Ultra Instinct is a magical skill, who doesn't want to get it? This is a magical skill that even the gods of destruction find difficult to comprehend. Now that a good opportunity was in front of him, he naturally couldn't give it up. Chinyu looked at Gohan on the ring and was in a daze for a moment. After a while, Chinyu jumped up and came directly to Gohan. He looked at Gohan's pale face. He said to Kid. Gohan, I'll leave it to you. Kid nodded and said. Don't worry, just leave Gohan to me. I'll rush over once things here are settled. Chinyu nodded. Gohan looked pale at the moment, which was really heartbreaking to see. But Chinyu couldn't do anything. Only Kid can restore Gohan. The first thing they do now is wait. Backstage. Satan was panicking now. He looked at Gohan, who fell to the ground, and said with surprise. What happened to him? How could it become like this? But then he thought again. Gohan was so powerful, he was one of the blonde Senshins he saw when he was in Cell. These blonde warriors are already out, so there is no threat to me anymore. The championship must be mine. As for Chinyu, I always say it's still a little bit worse. Satan is now very confident that he is already the champion of the martial arts competition. Oh, after all, those who threatened him have already been eliminated. Apart from Chinyu being his son-in-law, there is no threat. He is very confident that he can defeat Chinyu. At this moment, Chinyu was dazed in the background. Don't know what to do. After all, he thought there would be a lot of trouble, but judging from the current situation, the strongest people are eliminated one after another. It seems that winning a championship or something is like eating and drinking. There is no pressure at all in front of Chinyu. Besides, with the combat strength of 12.5 billion under normal conditions, who else can pose a threat to ourselves? Even Gohan and Vegeta are no threat to him. That's not to mention others. Winning the championship is a piece of cake, right? Isn't Ultra Instinct about to succeed? Chinyu is still looking forward to Ultra Instinct. After all, Chinyu was naturally looking forward to such a powerful move. After winning the championship, isn't it like drinking water now? The next game is about to start. Chinyu is also making preparations now. He didn't know the strength of his opponent. But Chinyu didn't panic. Could he still withstand a blow with his own hand? No matter who it was, Chinyu wouldn't give him a chance to fight back. Chinyu even wanted to end the battle quickly. To end the game quickly. After all, only if Ultra Instinct is successful, the road ahead will become smoother and smoother. He not only wants to gain a foothold on Blue Star, but also wants to become a universe-level powerhouse. After all, isn't this world a world where only strength can prove everything? Like gods of destruction Beerus, he is so powerful that he can destroy the planet at will. Destroying a planet is just a snap for him. Even a sneeze can kill a planet. This is also the power of strength. It would be different if you obtained Ultra Instinct. Maybe Beerus can fight for a while. It will soon be Chinyu's turn to participate in the competition. He wasn't too worried about himself. But Vital was worried. Vital looked at Chinyu and said, "The next game is yours. Don't let anything happen to you." Chinyu smiled, put his hand on Vital's shoulder, and said, "Don't worry, you still don't believe in my strength. I will definitely come back safe and sound." Vital also gradually felt relieved. After all, he saw too many surprises in one day. There are so many hidden secrets from the other side of the world. Even Gohan couldn't believe that he was from Blue Star. More like an alien. This was something she had never seen before. He was able to burst out with such powerful strength. Not only that, this is my classmate, can you believe it? Vital naturally couldn't accept it for a while. However, he gradually began to accept it. Now I can only hope that nothing unexpected happens to Chinyu. The previous sudden accidents all shocked the whole audience. 750 made her wonder if Chinyu was one of that group of people. At this moment, Vital also knew that the blonde warrior he saw before was Gohan. Chinyu couldn't hide it anymore. This is Gohan's own identity, and Chin can't do anything about it. But after his identity is exposed, how to go to school next is a troublesome matter. Gohan naturally thought of this, but he still chose to transform. This transformation was also done out of necessity. In the arena, the staff carried Gohan back to rest. Kid was also by Gohan's side to help him recover. The host stood on the ring with a microphone and said, "Let's get on to the rest of the game. Player Chinyu versus player Kira." The host also faced too many surprises. As a result, he now speaks with a trembling voice. In the audience, Sharpeler, Angela and many other classmates were watching. Zapeler said with a puzzled look, "Classmate Chinyu is also here. Well, let me see if he can win this time." Angela next to him said with an infatuated look, "Chinyu will definitely win the championship." When she spoke, her eyes gleamed. "There is no way, Angela is like this. I can't control myself when I see a handsome guy." At this moment, Chinyu stood outside the arena. His opponent Kira looked at Chinyu with disdain and said, "Boy, be careful, I'm going to hit you hard. There is still a chance to give up now, but by then it will be too late." Ha ha ha, he looked confident. There is no way, he is relatively strong, Chinyu is like a child in front of him. Chinyu ignored him, always maintaining a calm look. His opponent looked confident. The two slowly walked onto the stage with smiles on their faces. In the audience, Angela took the lead in cheering. "Chinyu, Chinyu, Chinyu." Chinyu was a little helpless in the ring. After taking a look at them, Angela was even more excited now. Zapeler next to him really wanted to find a crack in the ground and crawl into it. At this moment, Chindui's opponent Kira taunted. "Ha ha ha ha, I want you to know how powerful I am, Kira. It's too late to regret now. I'm going to kick you off the ring." Chinyu said helplessly. Okay, I got it." Kira laughed and said, "Ha ha, now you know I'm scared. It's too late. Look how I defeat you and push you to the ground." Everyone focused their attention on Chinyu. They were a little worried. After all, in the eyes of everyone, Chinyu looks like a young boy who doesn't even know martial arts. Not to mention he was facing such a strong person. Chinyu is going to lose. Angela shouted alone. "Classmate Chinyu, come on." Vital in the background was a little panicked. He knew how powerful Chinyu was, but he didn't know if he could face such a strong person. But don't let anything happen again. She had no choice but to pray in her heart. At this moment, Chinyu faced his ridicule and felt no emotion in his heart. Although he is strong, he is just a paper tiger in front of Chinyu. No matter how powerful you are mocking now, how miserable you will be when you lose. Kira kept mocking. "Don't kneel down and beg for mercy later. Now give you a chance to hit me. You won't have a chance then." Chinyu stood there, he wanted him to take action first. But he actually came up with such a reason to seek death. Why don't Chinyu satisfy him? When the anger was almost brewing, Chinyu immediately slapped him. He was slapped away directly. Chinyu stood there, holding his hands. My heart is still calm. Everyone was dumbfounded. They did not expect that such a strong man would be slapped away by a thin man. They looked in disbelief and opened their mouths. His face was full of surprise. The host Julian was trembling. What kind of people do I meet every day? Why is one more outrageous than the other? This was even more outrageous, as he slapped his opponent directly away. At this moment, the surroundings were peaceful. They all looked at Chinyu in disbelief. Angela was no longer as active as before. Backstage, Goten and Trunks were stunned. Especially Trunks, who was panicking again. This reminded him of the previous scene where he was taught a lesson by Chinyu. Goten said with a confused look. This is my brother's classmate. He looks so powerful. Are we going to fight him? Goten has never been taught a lesson, so he is naturally a terrifying sister who does not know Chinyu's strength. Now he just sees Chinyu being so powerful, but he still wants to fight him once. However, Trunks doesn't think so anymore. He didn't want to fight Chinyu again. I'm afraid it will be the same situation again, Trunks said with a panicked look. Ah, do we have to fight him? Gohan said. He is so powerful, don't you want to fight him? Trunks didn't want to talk about the embarrassing scene before. He didn't do anything and swallowed. My heart was full of panic. Of course he knew that even Gohan couldn't beat him. Do you still expect these two brats, yourself and Goten? Trunks just wanted to stay away now. But he can't control his body, walking and other things are controlled by Goten. Vital also looked at Chinyu with a confused expression. He couldn't believe that such a powerful person could not withstand a single blow from Chinyu. In other words, he had already fallen down before using all his strength. Vital hesitated and said, he is so powerful. Vital couldn't believe it for a moment. After all, Chinyu told himself before that he was just an ordinary martial artist. But how can this scene look like an ordinary martial artist? Isn't this the same as Gohan and others? Moreover, they all train together. Vital said again, I didn't expect Chinyu to be so powerful. The words fell. Vital can only recognize reality now. At this moment, Chinyu had a leisurely and elegant attitude. He didn't look tired at all, but rather relaxed. Chi-Chi and Bulma were both confused. Bulma does know that this is the person who defeated Vegeta and Gohan. Now I see that his strength is exactly what Gohan said. A single strike can kill an opponent instantly. However, his opponent just fainted. Chinyu still holds back a little. He didn't want to kill anyone, he just wanted to teach him a bloody lesson. Let him know that honest people are not easy to bully. Chinyu folded his hands, showing a very leisurely look. The host was shocked again and said, Chinyu wins. Chinyu stepped off the stage. His face is always calm. The host looked at Kira, who had been slapped unconscious, and quickly called for someone. After a while, a burst of cheers came from the audience. In just one day, they saw many surprises. It can even be said to be an unexpected mutation. So many powerful opponents gathered at the world's best martial arts conference. Then he disappeared again. Too many accidents happened. Now it's the same even when they see Chinyu. They can't believe that Chinyu has such great strength. After all, this is completely inconsistent with his identity. But things have happened, and they have realized that honest people are not easy to bully. The round passed quickly. There are now very few contestants. Either they were eliminated, or they automatically asked for abstention. The referees are currently discussing. If they don't come back within an hour, it will be deemed as an automatic waiver. But now there are only 4 contestants left. It's so nerve-wracking. Only Chinyu, Satan, number 18, and the invincible masked man were left on the field. Except for Chinyu, number 18 and the invincible masked man have certain strengths. Needless to say, Satan's strength is nothing more than a paper tiger. East King Kai, Kid, Gohan, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo and others have all been deemed to have automatically abstained. Even if you have already defeated your opponent, not being present now is considered an automatic waiver. But what should be done next? It may be too late for 4 people to fight each other in pairs. The staff on the field did not expect that things would turn out like this. Backstage, Goten and Trunks hurried over. Now the people left backstage are the contestants. Satan was holding his hands, looking at the audience and slowly said, those who ran away were the ones who ran away because they were afraid of me, Satan. The remaining ones are the ones who really have the courage to fight. Satan 14 said with confidence. But Trunks said a little helplessly, this old man is pretending again. Satan looked at the few remaining players and suddenly thought of a way. Yes, he walked out backstage, came to the judges. The moment Satan appeared, everyone started cheering. Look, it's Mr. Satan. Many people have set their sights on Satan. It's really Mr. Satan. Immediately, they cheered. Satan, Satan. Satan looked at them and waved his hand, signaling them to be quiet. Then, Satan loudly said, Everyone, be quiet. With me Satan in all problems will not be a problem. I know, you are all sitting here now to watch my Satan show. The audience cheered again. Yes, Mr. Satan. Immediately, Satan gave them a thumbs up. Goten and Trunks in the background were helpless. Trunks said, "This old man is lying again." Goten said again, "I can't stand him anymore." They naturally knew that everything that happened before was not done by Satan. He only gained the favor of the world by taking advantage of others. But I didn't expect that he would be so proud. It was as if he had saved the world. The world also calls Satan a hero. At this moment, Satan walked up to the referee and said, "Satan had a great idea. You all listen carefully." One of them looked at Satan and said, "What a good idea, Mr. Satan." Satan spoke again. "There are not many players left on the field now. How about we hold a multiplayer fight?" The referees were puzzled. A fight between multiple people. Satan nodded and said again, "Those who are afraid have been disqualified from fighting. The remaining 4 players are qualified to participate in multiplayer battles." Everyone heard it. It feels like what Satan said makes some sense. At this moment, Satan said again, "In this way, if 4 players participate in the challenge together, the battle will definitely be fierce. It is lively and convenient, isn't it?" Satan is very determined in his ideas. The referees also think that there is some truth to this. After all, this way, the game will definitely be very lively. "I see. Mr. Satan's suggestion is indeed a good one." But one of them commented, "But, Mr. Satan, if you want to fight with multiple people, isn't there going to be chaos on the field?" Satan felt vaguely dissatisfied. "Is it possible to refute the opinions I put forward?" "What? If you don't give me Satan face, the opinions I put forward are naturally good. If you don't want to, that's okay, I'll just go back." The referee said anxiously, No, your idea is really great." Satan folded his hands and said, "Okay, let's decide quickly." Not long. The host stood on the stage and slowly said, "Sorry to keep you waiting for so long. We have just listened to Mr. Satan's advice and slightly changed the rules of the competition. From the previous individual battle to a multiplayer battle." At this moment, the audience was in an uproar. They all felt that the idea of spreading electricity was a good one. Many people cheered. "Good. This idea works." The host spoke again. "The last remaining player is our champion. This suggestion is good for Chinyu. After all, this is the only way to end the battle quickly. Chinyu now really wants to get Ultra Instinct. This will make the next game easier. The only ones who pose a threat to him are number 18 and the invincible masked man. But it is not easy to defeat yourself. Even Gohan, Goku and Vegeta don't care about him. Not to mention these people. Therefore, Chinyu will definitely win the championship in this martial arts competition." Satan's current proposal is undoubtedly not helping himself. "That's good, you don't have to face Satan alone." Satan walked onto the stage, looked at the referees and said, "The opinions I put forward are naturally good." One of the referees said, "The so-called multiplayer fight is for you, the player with the preferred status, to accept the challenge of the other 4 players." Upon hearing this, Satan was immediately stunned. "Do you have any misunderstandings about multi-person fighting? Has it become one person beating 3 people?" However, in order to save face, Satan could only pretend to be calm. He laughed and said, "Haha, if I'm so scared, then I won't be called a real world champion." In the audience, Chi-Chi was a little worried. After all, Goku hasn't been back for a long time. Don't know what happened to them. I don't know what happened to Goku and the others. Goku and Gohan haven't come back yet. Is the game going to start? Master Roshi said calmly at this moment. "There is nothing we can do about it." Chi-Chi said angrily, "But then I won't get the bonus." The purpose of their participation is to win the championship and obtain bonuses. But now that Goku is gone, something happened to Gohan again. "You must have missed out on the bonus." Chi-Chi sighed again and said, "Oh, our family's finances are about to go bankrupt. What should I do if I can't get the bonus?" Everyone also fell into deep thought. After all, they also know the financial conditions of Chi-Chi's family. But not as rich as Bulma. They may be participating just for fun. But Chi-Chi and the others are participating for the prize money. Now that Goku and Gohan are gone, can we still count on Goten? This is obviously impossible. In the arena, the host shouted. Okay, then let us introduce the contestants for today's multiplayer competition. That's the 4 contestants currently staying at the scene. Things have now reached this point. Many viewers have lost their previous interest. Now I can only rely on this method to win the favor of the audience. In a multi-person mixed game, all the remaining people from the Supreme Master are allowed to participate. Now there is no other way to rekindle the interest of the audience. The host said again. The first is the world champion who is roaring around the world, Mr. Satan. As soon as this statement came out, the whole audience was shocked. Satan jumped up and jumped onto the ring. Next is contestant number 18. Marin shouted from the audience. Mom, come on. Then there is the unidentified invincible masked man contestant. The 2 staggered onto the stage. The next one is the winner, player Chinyu. Chinyu walked onto the stage calmly. After the introduction is completed, it means that the multiplayer mixed game has officially started. 4 contestants will compete for today's winning gold medal. Let us wait and see who the words fall on. The battle is about to begin. Chinyu, number 18, Satan, and the invincible masked man are all ready now. Chinyu looked at them calmly. Satan is on one side of the ring. He doesn't want to fight number 18 and the others now. After all, Satan has seen their strength in these games. Satan also knows the horror of their strength. Therefore, he obviously would not play so rashly. Of course, he also wanted to take advantage of this melee. But with Chinyu here, it is obviously impossible for him. Chinyu is not ready to take action now. At this moment, number 18 looked at the contestants on the ring with an indifferent expression. He immediately set his sights on Chinyu. He wants to fight Chinyu. Chinyu looked at her solemnly, while Tian Bahao held his hands. The 2 seemed to be about to break out into a fight. Among the invincible masked men, Trunks was sweating. He doesn't want to fight Chinyu now. When he saw Chinyu now, he remembered the scene where he was taught a lesson before. There is still some palpitations in my heart. At this time Goten said. Trunks, or we'll fight my brother's classmates. I also want to see his strength. Trunks was immediately stunned. What else are you going to say? First we have to fight Uncle Krillin's wife. It's not too late to stay behind and fight him. Trunks said in a panic. He now doesn't even have the courage to see Chinyu, let alone fight him. This is obviously not possible. However, in his heart, Trunks still wanted to fight Satan. After all, he had been showing off before. Trunks has long disliked him. However, the one who poses the greatest threat to him now is number 18. Let's get rid of Uncle Krillin's wife. Trunks looked at number 18. Number 18 also turned his attention to the invincible masked man. Trunks continued. Uncle Krillin's wife, I heard she used to be even more powerful than our father. Hearing this, Goten quickly said. Okay, I know. With the host's order, the battle begins. A multi-person melee started. Satan waved his hand and said. Come on, I, Satan, will deal with you all. I want you to know that because of the hero's strength. Trunks saw this and said. Let's ignore him. Deal with Uncle Krillin's wife first and see how strong she is. Goten nodded. Chinyu stood aside at this moment and slowly said. It seems like there's nothing wrong with me. Seeing number 18 confronting the invincible masked man, Chinyu can only stand aside and watch the battle now. As for Satan, it is only a matter of time before he is eliminated. Now let him pretend for a while. Moreover, Chinyu didn't want to fight with him. After all, he is my future father-in-law. If you don't give him face like this, how can you meet him in the future? Satan saw that no one paid attention to him. He could only step aside silently. This is what he was thinking too. Satan already knows their strength and does not want to fight them. Since you can't defeat them, you're taking advantage. The host shouted loudly at this moment. The 4 players on the field are choosing each other's opponents. Who can survive until the end and get our winning medal? The invincible masked man rushed forward immediately. In the direction of number 18. Number 18 saw this and stood there, knowing that they were gradually approaching him. The counterattack began on the 18th. The 2 compete in the center. They are all fighting with bare hands. However, the current invincible masked man was crushed and unable to fight back. Goten said with some difficulty. Fight back quickly. Trunks is ready to push. Fight back. Number 18 was stunned for a moment when he saw the invincible masked man fighting back. Then she started to dodge. After all, their counterattack speed was a bit fast. Number 18 hasn't reacted yet. Satan next to him was stunned. Unexpectedly, the two of them were evenly matched. Then wouldn't he have a chance to win the championship? Satan was filled with disbelief. However, there is still one beside him. In his eyes, Chinyu is not as powerful as himself. Who are you? The world champion and the hero who saves the world. He is just an ordinary martial artist. What great strength will it have? The opponents he defeated before were just people arranged by himself. Therefore, Satan still has some hope for the championship this time. However, number 18 and the invincible masked man are somewhat powerful. It will not be easy to defeat them. In Satan's mind, he was already imagining the scene of him defeating number 18, the invincible masked man, and Chinyu with his bare hands. Number 18 on the left hand, Chinyu on the right hand, stepping on the invincible masked man. Such a picture made Satan even more confident. But now, we still have to watch the battle. After all, the two of them are fighting, so I can get involved. Chinyu stood aside with his hands behind his back, watching number 18 fighting the invincible masked man with a nonchalant expression. He looks aloof. The surrounding spectators were all shocked by the battle between number 18 and the invincible masked man. They all opened their eyes wide and said with surprise. Their speed is too fast. What a powerful strength. More and more people watched their battle and were surprised. Don't be afraid, as long as Satan is here, the champion will definitely belong to Satan. Then, they shouted again. Satan, Satan, Satan. ... Standing on the ring, Satan stopped shouting and quickly put on his signature pose. Put one hand on your waist and raise the other hand in a, yeah, pose. Chinyu stood beside him and shook his head helplessly. Oh, there's no way. For Ultra Instinct, I have to let you out. But now is clearly not the time. At least let them finish fighting. Facing them, Chin was not sure of defeating them. No matter how powerful number 18 is, Chinyu is also very capable of defeating them. After all, I own pink. Even without transforming, the combat power under normal conditions is 2.5 billion. Besides God, who else can fight with him? So, this time the champion, no. Ultra Instinct can be said to be determined to win. There are 3 opponents in front of you. There will definitely be a winner between number 18 and the invincible masked man. When the time comes, it will be easy to face the two of them. It can also be said to be facing a person. After all, Satan is a scum with no fighting ability in front of him. Only number 18 has a certain combat effectiveness. As Trunks said, the previous number 18 did have the strength to defeat Goku and Vegeta. But now as the 18th gradually integrates into normal life, his strength is not as good as before. In other words, Goku, Vegeta and others are constantly getting stronger. That's why no 18's strength has declined. But in front of Chinyu, regardless of his previous strength or current experience, kill him with one blow in front of him. By this time, Satan was becoming more and more shocked. He never imagined that their strength would be so strong. Before, he had only seen scenes of them defeating their opponents with one blow. But now, the strength of Tien Bahao and the invincible masked man is evenly matched. If that's the case, wouldn't it mean that he has no chance of winning the championship? He glanced at Chinyu. Chinyu looked calm. He didn't seem to be panicking. And good money is good, take it very seriously. Doesn't he panic? For such a powerful person, his expression did not change. Satan was a little shocked now. But for the sake of my own face and the face of the world champion, I can only pretend to be calm. Make yourself look very strong. In the eyes of Satan, this is the only way to make your opponent feel afraid. How much pain can he endure until now? Even though it hurt from the bottom of his heart, he endured it. After finally reaching the finals, naturally we will not give up so easily. At this moment, number 18 and the invincible masked man continued to fight. There was no intention of deciding the winner. When Satan saw this, he was still a little worried about Chinyu. After all, How could an ordinary martial artist fight in the hands of a madman like them? Then, he whispered to Chin Gang. Chinyu, they are so powerful, otherwise you should leave first. With me, Satan, the champion will definitely be mine. But you have seen their strength, you will definitely be defeated. It would be better to end the fight directly if you suffer less pain. Chinyu smiled lightly and said, no, I also want to test their strength. Satan heard this. He was still a little worried, after all, he was his son-in-law. You can't watch him get hurt. It's no big deal if you get hurt. After all, I have endured it for so long. He persists mainly for the sake of face. Otherwise, he would have left the show long ago. Looking at Chinyu, who was so determined, Satan spoke again. This is not okay. You're injured, Vital will definitely be worried about you. You'd better get out of here, it's too dangerous here. Chinyu looked at the fighting number 18 and the invincible masked man. He's not going to end. If he ends up, he will have no chance with Ultra Instinct. Don't listen to Satan, Chinyu slowly said. I won't give up the next fight just because I'm scared. If this were the case, I wouldn't have participated in the competition in the first place. Now that I have persisted to the end, I will definitely continue to fight. Even if I am not the final champion, I will still show my true strength. Satan heard this. Faced with such a persistent son-in-law, he had no choice. We can only obey his wishes. Well, since you are so insistent, don't blame me for not reminding you when the time comes. Chinyu glanced at him. He knew that Satan was caring about him. But he won't give up because of his future father-in-law's concern. After all, this is not just a 10 million bonus. Or Ultra Instinct. How could you give up? As time goes by, the battle between the two gradually heated up. They still have no winner. The fighting is getting more intense. The audience is now also shocked from ear to ear. The same goes for Chi-Chi and Bulma. Of the 4 people on the field, 2 were fighting and 2 were watching. The game escalated further. Number 18 suddenly discovered that he could not see through the tricks of the invincible masked man. But he seemed to be able to see his own way of taking action. On the 18th, something felt more and more wrong. This person's strength seems to be about the same as mine. But number 18 hasn't exerted his strength yet. She just wanted to see the opponent's tricks. But she never saw through it. Don't know what the reason is. Chinyu looked at the 2 of them with slightly frowning eyes. I feel like I have to use my full strength on the 18th. After all, such endless fighting will only delay time. He seemed to have a vague feeling that number 18 had always wanted to see through the opponent's tricks. But the other party never gave this chance. Number 18 can't be seen either. There is no other way, number 18 can only exert his strength now. See you, number 18 shouted loudly, and the arena suddenly trembled. The audience and host were immediately stunned. After all, the previous 2 people who broke out like this destroyed the arena. The host is still a little worried now. After all, he didn't want the arena to be destroyed again. Otherwise it will be another long wait. What happened one day was unbelievable to him. The first is the unknown blonde warrior. Then came these powerful people. This is not ordinary powerful. Already far more than many ordinary people. This has also led many people to speculate whether they are ordinary people. The combat effectiveness of number 18 gradually increased sharply. Under normal circumstances, Trunks and Goten are obviously no match for each other. However, they are still persisting. They compete in the adult category. It also took a lot of thought. It's pretty good that the 2 of them can do this when fighting together. Now I have to fight such a powerful person. It's even more difficult. In the audience, Marin shouted, Mom, come on. Chi-Chi also shouted, number 18, come on. Chi-Chi also saw how powerful the invincible masked man was. He saw that number 18 was a bit difficult to defeat, so he cheered for number 18. After all, both Gohan and Goku have abstained. The bonus is also out of reach for them. Now I can only cheer for number 18. But he didn't know that the people among the invincible masked men were Trunks and Goten. The 2 of them dressed up like this in order to compete in the adult category. Of course, they also work hard. Came to the finals. Fight number 18. Their ultimate goal is not money. Just for fun. Master Roshi's eyes lit up at this moment, and he seemed to know something. Is this it? He looked at the invincible masked man who was getting more and more uncomfortable. The way he took action was shaky. It doesn't look like a normal person fighting at all. In the arena, left, right, Trunks continued to direct. Goten said helplessly, "You just know how to tell me, how do I know?" Number 18 is now taking action faster and faster. The two of them were almost separated. After all, Goten still has to look at No 18's attack method, and Trunks still has to avoid No 18's fist. It can be said that the two of them are doing their own thing. Never interfere with the other party. As the speed of number 18 continues to increase, BEDG. Their clothes were all torn apart by No 18's kick. Trunks said quickly, "We're going to lose." Goten's face changed drastically, and he said with some discomfort, "Ruined." The battle gradually heated up. Seeing that something was wrong, Goten flew into the air with Trunks. Number 18 followed. The host said with a surprised look, "They're in the air again." In midair, Goten and Trunks still have some chances to counterattack. After all, this way you don't have to move around on land. You can also control your body better in the air. Trunks started to fight back. The fighting became more and more intense. The host on the ring couldn't help but exclaimed, "The best martial arts tournament in the world is now determined by a mixed battle between multiple people. I didn't expect that the battle between contestant number 18 and the invincible masked man would be so fierce." At this time, Chinyu looked at the two of them with a frown. The combat effectiveness of number 18 is gradually increasing. No matter how hard Trunks tried, he couldn't stop him. "I'm going to lose," Chinyu murmured. "See you." Trunks and Goten faced No 18's crazy attack. Now the body is trembling. Goten continued to direct. Left, right, hit him Trunks. Trunks said with a ferocious look, "I know, but I can't use my waist strength now. They can only fight at will." Number 18 couldn't figure out how he acted. You can only fight back as he fights. But number 18 was hit by them without paying attention. Goten said happily, "Very good." Not long, they fight again. Now Goten and Trunks still have some room to fight back. The crazy fighting caused everyone to couldn't help but exclaim, "It's amazing. This is the first time I've seen such a wonderful duel." Chi-Chi shouted again, "Come on the 18th. In the arena. Satan was very worried now. After all, with such a strong strength, his son-in-law must be unstoppable. He looked at Chinyu and said slowly, "Chinyu, you have seen such a powerful strength, right? Only I can fight them. You'd better get out of here. Otherwise, you will definitely be seriously injured." Chinyu was silent, continued to focus on them. The fighting became more and more intense. Number 18 is also very confident now. Although it is impossible to see through their attack methods now. But his own strength can still crush them. Therefore, defeating them is just a matter of time. If the fight continues like this, Goten and the others will definitely be the ones to follow. After all, number 18 is a transformed person. Their physical strength has already surpassed theirs. Being able to eat and continue fighting is not a problem. But the time on the field is definitely not allowed. Facing No 18's crazy attack, they could only dodge. However, there was still no winner. Chi-Chi clenched his fists and said, "It seems like this guy is quite powerful. See you." Number 18 used his hands and feet to continuously attack Goten and the others. Trunks can now only use his hands, resisting the attack of number 18. At this moment, number 18 also saw that something was wrong. He looked at the invincible masked man with tight eyes and said secretly, "You're such a strange person, why are your hands and feet next to your body?" The characters are relatively small, but surprisingly powerful. I don't want to be an ordinary martial artist at all. Could it be that? Trunks didn't give number 18 a chance to think too much. Attack number 18 again. However, they still couldn't defeat number 10-8. He was kicked out directly by number 18. Trunks sighed. Number 18 is so powerful. You can't tell when he's fighting other opponents. Goten said at this moment. "Come on, Trunks." Trunks complained. "Goten, you didn't use any force from the beginning to the end. Even just kick it with your feet." Goten said again. "But I can't see clearly in front of me. I only have such a small hole, I can't see clearly at all." Trunks put on a fighting stance and said, "It's useless to say all this now, so I'm just promising you, how about giving you one more toy?" With the power of toys, Goten said excitedly. Really, that's great. However, Goten's turmoil caused Trunks to become a little unstable. Don't move. Number 18 is looking at them more and more wrong. This doesn't look like a person at all. Let's go, Goten. Goten hummed. Then they also used their hands and feet. He rushed forward directly. Now it's getting harder and harder for number 18 to see through their tactics. This foot is just kicking randomly. Number 18 now not only has to block hand attacks, but also leg attacks. It's getting harder. Number 18 was kicked directly into the ring by them. Number 18 stood up and looked at the invincible masked man. I thought to myself, it's so weird, I can't read their movements. What exactly is this move? Then, they rushed forward again. Now number 18 can only resist. After all, he couldn't see through their attack methods at all. This is just a random fight. Not only the leg attack, but also the 1,000 times attack can't be seen through. It doesn't look like it can be done by one person. In the audience, Marin stood up and said, Mom seems to be losing. Chi-Chi shouted again, hey, what did you do on the 18th? They looked at the difficult number 18, and for a moment felt heavy for number 18. After all, the current number 18 is already at a disadvantage. Trunks said at this moment, we're going to win. Number 18 jumped directly above them. Goten and the others immediately pounced. I haven't thought about what happened yet. Number 18 kicked them. Kicked them directly to the stage. Satan ran away. Run quickly. Chinyu stood there, unmoved. Thick smoke was everywhere. Everyone's heart is tight. A huge pit also appeared in the ring. Goten and the others stood up again. At this moment they also changed positions. Goten is on top, Trunks is on bottom. The moves have changed again. They circled around number 18. Number 18 said with a shocked look. The moves have changed again. However, number 18 now shouted loudly. The combat effectiveness soared again. Rushed directly towards them. Facing such a powerful opponent, Goten and others are no longer opponents now. He was thrown into the ring again. They stood up again, this time changing positions. However, what will happen to number 18? Goten suggested at this moment. Trunks, why don't we transform into Super Saiyan? Trunks said at this moment. That's right, they wouldn't recognize us in our current attire anyway. The moment the words fell, Trunks roared. A golden light suddenly appeared around him. The combat effectiveness continues to increase. Number 18 was also stunned now. He seemed to see something. Then, he smiled lightly and said, I understand, it turns out they are also super sailors. After a long time of doing this, it turns out it's you two boys who are causing trouble. I didn't recognize who they were before. After all, the way they attack is really hard to figure out. But after they transformed, number 18 also discovered everything. No wonder I couldn't see their attack methods before. It turns out that two people are working hard. But the two of them didn't cooperate very well. Make it your own, regardless of the other party. But at this moment, a wave of light crashed towards number 18. Number 18 was stunned for a moment before he could react. The light wave hit him directly. Boom, a mushroom cloud suddenly appeared. Number 18 panicked. He broke into a cold sweat. Are you really sleepy? He whispered. The speed and destructive power of that energy ball just now were terrifying. Have these two brats already mastered a more advanced trick? This can't go on like this. I have to decide who will win. In the arena, Satan was so shocked that he couldn't even close his mouth. He didn't expect that the invincible masked man would be so powerful. It can also shoot this terrifying light bomb. In the audience, Master Roshi shouted, I know what's going on. At this moment, number 18 said angrily, I'm about to win the game Goten Trunks. They were suddenly stunned and said, oh no, they have been seen through. I saw Brother Tianba shooting a light bomb with a serious look on his face. Goten and the others now have no ability to fight back. They are now running away from each other. No 18's light bullet split the clothes in two. The two of them also revealed their identities. The host shouted at this moment, oh no, the invincible masked man was split in half. At this moment, Chi-Chi saw this and shouted, Goten. I said where did you go? It turns out you were here. Bulma said seriously, so the other one is Trunks. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Trunks, you are participating in such a dangerous battle. The identity of the invincible masked man is discovered. However, Goten and the others did not take it seriously. Just take off your clothes and continue fighting. Come on, National Day. Goten nodded and said, okay. Then, two people came up. Number 18 was stunned for a moment. Hello, there is no time to think too much, Tianba County can only fight back now. Upon seeing this, the host shouted, how can you two fight? You have been disqualified from the competition. Upon hearing this, Trunks and Goten stopped what they were doing. Disqualified, Goten looked at the host with confusion. Trunks immediately said, it's over, run away. Then, the two flew away. Chi-Chi shouted, Goten, where are you going? Come back here. Bulma also shouted, Trunks, come back. 0. The battle on the 18th is now over. That leaves Chinyu and Satan. Satan looked shocked now. He knew the strength of number 18. Obviously he didn't want to fight them again. After all, this kind of strength is too terrifying. Satan obviously cannot be beaten. Facing number 18, Satan relaxed a little. My legs were shaking. After all, he just witnessed the fierce battle scene on the 18th with his own eyes. How to fight this? Do you think you should admit defeat if you are so wise? This is not possible. I am a great hero known to the world. If you admit defeat like this, how do people in the world view themselves? At this moment, the audience looked at the invincible masked man who had been eliminated, and now there were only 3 people left on the field. They shouted, Satan, Satan, Satan. Satan can only pretend to be calm now. He strikes his signature pose again. Number 18 is indeed holding his hands with a serious look on his face. Chinyu looked calm. Chinyu also wanted to fight him. After all, the only one on the field who can compete with him is number 18. He was the only one who was a threat. In this situation, I have no choice at all. The only choice is between number 18 and Satan. However, in Satan's eyes, he must be facing number 18. He is so powerful. What can I do? Are we going to let an ordinary martial artist son-in-law from our family play? This is not possible. If he is injured, the oily ones will definitely be worried. However, if you want to play by yourself, you will definitely lose. Satan also has a hard time choosing. Faced with numerous confrontations between number 18 and Chinyu, he is also a little anxious now. But number 18 had no intention of paying attention to himself. Satan was getting more and more panicked now. Don't know what to do next. If he wanted to end it, he would definitely have to fight her to death. The host stood on the stage and shouted, there are only 3 players left on the field now. Contestant Chinyu, contestant number 18, and our protagonist, contestant Satan. Who can win the championship? Let's watch their performance next. Now Satan could only pretend to be calm and said, haha, you are indeed powerful. But compared to me, Satan, it's still a little worse. Number 18 ignored him. Chinyu always maintained an indifferent expression. At this moment, Satan was also at a loss. After all, he didn't know who he was going to face. But he didn't want to fight number 18. He was afraid that he would be like the invincible masked man. His miserable state was not bad at all. The invincible masked man still has some strength. But Satan is not even as good as them. Not to mention fighting number 18. Satan put his hands on his hips again and said, this is a good opportunity. I'll give you a choice today. Come and fight me, Satan. They all ignored Satan. Satan was also slightly embarrassed. Even his son-in-law didn't even look at him. Number 18 gave Satan a cold look. Satan tensed up and lied. He could only step aside silently. Then, number 18 set his sights on Chinyu. In her opinion, Chinyu, who is left on the field now, is the one who poses a threat to her. He also heard it from the Z warriors. Previously, Chin defeated Goku and Vegeta with his own experience. Even these 2 fighting madmen were defeated. That strength is obviously very powerful. His strength has long surpassed that of Goku and Vegeta. But, what kind of strength can such an ordinary-looking person have? Number 18 was a bit unbelievable. After all, Chinyu doesn't look like a martial arts person at all. Even with martial arts skills, it's also impossible to defeat Goku and Vegeta. What's even more outrageous is that he actually defeated them continuously. Even Gohan couldn't survive a blow in his hands. You know, Gohan has already achieved enlightenment. He was killed instantly by Chinyu with one blow. How can this be? Who else would dare to believe it? But this is the fact. Chinyu indeed defeated them. Number 18 now looked at Chinyu with slightly frowning eyes. Completely ignoring the existence of Satan. Satan whispered in Chinyu's ear at this moment. Chinyu, be careful. This girl doesn't look simple. He looks at you like this, he must want to fight you. If that doesn't work, I'll say hello to them and ask you to step down. Now there's still a chance. Chinyu said calmly. No, I want to see his strength. Satan was at his wit's end now. If you are so persistent, you can only let him go. In the audience, Chi-Chi looked at the remaining people on the field and said, there are only 3 people left. Then the champion must be number 18. Come on, number 18, Chi-Chi shouted. But at this moment, Bulma had a different opinion. That's not necessarily the case. Don't you want to know who defeated Vegeta and Goku? Chi-Chi looked at Bulma with a puzzled face and said, who is it? Bulma pointed to the ring and said, you'll find out if you keep watching. Then, Chi-Chi showed another face and said, this Goten actually went on the field and didn't come back with a championship. In the arena, the two looked at each other. It seemed like a fire was burning. Not only that, the surrounding air became extremely solemn. The entire venue became quiet. Anger seemed particularly uneasy. Number 18 looked at Chinyu solemnly. Chinyu also looked at number 18 calmly. He looked extremely relaxed, but his indifferent expression revealed some murderous intent. It can be said that the breath is condensed. Number 18 really wants to know how big the difference in strength between himself and Chinyu is. Naturally, she couldn't believe that Chinyu was the one who defeated Goku, Vegeta and Gohan. Now only fighting him can prove it. However, the anger now has become particularly dignified. Number 18 is certainly powerful. When used to the extreme, it has a combat power of 1 billion or even over 10 billion. Chinyu a few years ago could be said to be unsightly. But now Chinyu's strength has soared. Under normal conditions, the combat power of 2.5 billion can be achieved. It's enough to face number 18. After the transformation, he is even more invincible on Blue Star. A combat power of over 100 billion. However, Chinyu does not intend to transform. After all, number 18 didn't show his true strength when fighting Trunks and the others. Then Chinyu will not transform because of this. Therefore, facing number 18 is still very easy. Everyone among the Z warriors knows Chinyu's strength. Everyone has heard about Chinyu's strength. Very powerful. But knowing it means knowing it, and witnessing it with your own eyes are two different things. Number 18 is also looking forward to it now. He wants to see if Chinyu's strength is as strong as they say. After all, they all heard about it. I have never seen Chinyu take action with my own eyes. But Trunks also tried it out. That kind of scene is still vivid in his mind. That time, it can be said that I was cheated by my father. At this moment, the audience can't wait. They all shouted. Why don't we start it yet? It's been so long. Yes, why don't you fight? Seeing the anxious audience, the host also shouted. It's almost ready, let's start quickly. They can't wait. Looking at the dilapidated arena, the host was also a little worried. After all, this arena has experienced a lot of trauma in one day. But the organizers did not expect that so many people would show up this time. Moreover, the strength is extraordinary. More like an alien. Who has ever seen an ordinary person possess such great strength? Even the arena was destroyed to what it is now. In this day, too many changes have taken place. All kinds of scenes are constantly happening. As the battle becomes more intense, everyone gradually adapted to the strength they unleashed. But I was still a little shocked inside. Even number 18 was shocked. She had never thought before that the people she faced were Goten and Trunks. Not only that, their strength seems to have become a lot stronger. A wave of light made even Che Bear afraid. This burst of light waves was actually so terrifying. If number 18 hadn't been prepared, he would definitely have been injured by then. Or, defeat. After all, this level of combat power is indeed not something that number 18 can withstand. They have all transformed into Saiyan. No 18's strength has not yet fully exploded. If it breaks out completely, they can be defeated in an instant. But the Chinyu we are facing now, number 18 has long wanted to see his strength. If it weren't for Goten, they would step forward to stop him. After all, the only person who threatens him in the entire competition is Chinyu. She has yet to witness Chinyu's true strength. But now, among the remaining people, Chinyu can only fight. As for Satan, it is not too late to put it last. But Chinyu will not let go. Even after defeating number 18, it was the same when facing Satan. Chinyu doesn't care that he will be his father-in-law in the future. No one in the arena said that. The more ultra instinct he gets, the more eager he becomes. I am about to win the championship, and now I am extremely excited. However, you still have to deal with the opponent in front of you. Chinyu still has some hope in solving them. The host now couldn't bear it and said, "That's almost enough. I'm almost done with being angry. If this continues, the time is coming." Number 18 glanced at him and said, "Shut up." The host shut up immediately. I dare not say another word. But as time passes, the battle is about to begin. The anger was intense to the extreme. Number 18 held his hands and looked at Chinyu and slowly said, "Are you Chinyu? I heard from others that you are very powerful. But I still want to see your strength. Is it as powerful as they say?" Chinyu smiled lightly and said, "Oh, it seems that my name is already famous. But if you look at it now, you might not be able to see my true strength." Divine Eyes number 18 frowned slightly and said, "What's the meaning?" Chinyu continued, "Don't you know it just by looking at it? It is becoming increasingly difficult for number 18 to see through Chinyu." She stared at Chinyu with a frown. But Chinyu does look calm now. It doesn't take anything at all to face number 18. Even if he was standing where he was, he might be in trouble. Number 18 said again, "I heard that neither Son Goku nor Vegeta can beat you. I would rather compete with you. I just heard about it on the 18th. The same is true for many Z fighters. But none of them have ever seen Chinyu's true strength. It's just Goku and Vegeta. But with Vegeta's arrogant character, how could he tell them the whole story?" Vegeta feels a little ashamed when he mentions this now. Naturally, the whole process will not be told. 14 However, the Z warriors still want to know what Chinyu's strength is. Today is also a good opportunity to prove it. Of course you won't miss the 18th. Moreover, in this scene now, Satan has been ignored. The only one with strength is Chinyu. It has been a long time since Chinyu fought with someone who had the strength to fight. No one who fought before could withstand 2 blows in his own hands. It can even be killed instantly with 1 hit. Now there is a person of comparable strength in front of him, how could Chinyu refuse? Now Ultra Instinct is here. Chinyu is also looking forward to it. After all, only by obtaining Ultra Instinct can we better face the people who will appear next. This time, it can be said that he is determined to win the championship of the best martial arts competition in the world. The bonus doesn't matter, the main thing is Ultra Instinct. This is a magical skill. Of course, Chinyu is still looking forward to the bonus. This is a 10 million bonus. Who can refuse 10 million? Not long. Chinyu smiled lightly and said, "In that case, let's give it a try." "Don't you know this?" Number 18 sneered and said. "So confident, I am looking forward to your strength more and more now. Get ready for battle on the 18th. Everyone is looking forward to it now." Number 18 and Chinyu have been delaying a lot of time. Now the battle is finally about to begin. Of course I can't wait. Chinyu set his sights on number 18 at this time. Number 18 immediately rushed towards Chinyu. Chinyu stood there, unmoved. Satan said anxiously at this moment, "Hide quickly, hide quickly." Chinyu smiled lightly. He stood there still unmoved. He knew that attacks at this level would not work on him. Facing his attack, Chinyu stood still and just dodged slightly. Chinyu quietly dodged No 18's attack. Number 18 looked unbelievable. He was able to dodge his attack easily. How can this be? I've clearly seen his dodge, but why can't I hit him? Number 18 now looked confused. She had already struck out angrily, but she still couldn't hit Chinyu. Chinyu seems to be in control of No 18's attack methods. Chinyu didn't even make a move, he could easily dodge his moves just standing there. "See you." Number 18 rushed forward again. Chinyu still stood where he was, looking at number 18 with an indifferent expression. Number 18 used his hands and feet, but it was of no use to Chinyu. How is this possible? Why did he see through all my tricks? She couldn't believe it. No matter how she used her methods, he could easily dodge Chin-si. It seems like he can see through her actions. Number 18 was a little tired, but Chinyu seemed fine. Number 18 looked at Chinyu and said slowly, "No matter how you dodge, I can defeat you." Chinyu smiled calmly and said, "Then you have to work hard. I won't give in." When number 18 thinks about it now, it seems that what he heard is the same. He is very powerful. Before he even started, he was already out of breath. Not only that, her actions seemed to be seen through. As they said, if Chinyu takes action, he will definitely be defeated. However, number 18 doesn't believe this now. He just wants to defeat Chinyu now, thereby winning the championship. She rushed forward again. Chinyu still stood there unmoved. There is no ancient well or wave in my heart. Chinyu can now easily see how number 18 will attack. That's why he can dodge easily. However, no 18's attacks became more and more intense. However, her expression also looked a bit ugly. He kept thinking in his heart, how can this be? Every time I take action, others will see through my tricks. The host exclaimed at this time. This contestant number 18 can't even touch contestant Chinyu. If this continues, the one who will consume the most is contestant number 18. As time goes by, the combat effectiveness of number 18 is gradually increasing. Not only that, his attacks are becoming more and more intense. However, he could still easily avoid Chinyu. There is no pressure at all. Chinyu can also clearly see his shooting method. However, after fighting for so long, Tien Bahao still didn't look tired at all. He just couldn't believe it. After all, I have been fighting for so long. Chinyu turned out to be a normal person. He stood motionless. Satan was also shocked at this moment. He opened his mouth and exclaimed, quote, quote, "He is so powerful, no wonder Vital stalked him before. It turns out that you have such great strength. But, how should I face him?" Now Satan also knows how powerful Chinyu is. But number 18 is not weak at all. Even after fighting for so long, he still wanted to meet Chinyu. If Chinyu wins this game, then the next person to face is Satan. Satan has settled the matter now. He turned out to be his son-in-law, so the championship must be given to him. Otherwise, it will be difficult to be a son-in-law in the future. But Chinyu wouldn't think so. Let him win the championship. This is absolutely impossible. I still want to achieve my ultimate goal. If we let it go like this, what will happen to Ultra Instinct? Just passing by like this. Chinyu has been preparing for so long, isn't it just for Ultra Instinct? In the audience, seeing number 18 helpless towards Chinyu, they shouted, "Come on, number 18, come on." Number 18 now faced Chinyu with a calm expression. No matter how he attacks, it's useless. Either it was missed, or it was avoided. Chinyu's leisurely and elegant appearance makes people feel a little leisurely. This doesn't look like a battle. This is obviously just a joke. However, number 18 never believed it. Chinyu will do this. Chinyu dodges his attacks. Number 18 was shocked again and again. Chinyu is so powerful. It seems that what I told them was right. His strength is actually superior to ours. Number 18 could still vaguely feel that Chinyu had hidden his strength and did not explode. He clearly remembered that Chinyu was also a Saiyan. But it is so powerful under normal conditions. What kind of state will it be like after the transformation? He now also knows the horror of Chinyu. However, Chin's true strength was not revealed. If it is displayed, it will definitely be another matter. As fighting breaks out endlessly, Chinyu just felt a little bored. Number 18 said with a look of disbelief, "What's the use of hiding? Is this your true ability?" Number 18 also wanted to inspire Chinyu in this way. Chinyu didn't take it seriously. Chinyu can break through her attacks whenever he wants. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.